You're listening to Hair of the Dogcast, a proud part of the Greenlit Podcast Network. Check out Hair of the Dogcast and all of Greenlit shows at greenlitpodcast.com. Now, let's do the show. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Hair of the Dogcast, episode 74. Yeah! Oh my god, we just maxed out all the levels on that. I'm one of your hosts, my name is Tom, and it looks like the Dogcast train has all the cars, including the caboose.
Boys are back.
Am I the caboose?
Yeah.
Whoever, yeah. Who's here today?
It's me, Dylan / Big Tex. It doesn't really matter anymore. You can call me whatever. I'm really tired.
Hey, Tex.
Has anybody approached you and ever said, oh, that's Big Tex?
Just before the episode, someone came up and was very excited to see you.
Yeah, you had a Hair of the Dogcast shirt on, and you had a beard.
Yeah, that's weird.
You looked familiar.
And it was me, Brad, one of the other hosts here.
Hey, Brad.
I'm doing very well. I've actually been gaming a lot and working a lot lately and not sleeping
At the
enough.
same time. Shit, man.
I do bring the 3DS to work and play a little bit when between canning runs, and they're fine with it, so that's great.
Yeah, perfect.
And everything's good at the brewery?
Everything's insane at the brewery. Everything's in a good way. It's just very busy and a lot of moving parts. The Muskego location will be partially open by the time people are hearing this.
Sure. I saw that. Soft launch.
Soft launch for members, so y'all can come. When I say y'all, I mean they're members. If you're a member and you're listening, come say hi to me. I work at Eagle Park. I'm surprised we don't know each other.
Yet.
It's
going to happen. All right.
I'm the idiot wearing the Hair of the Dogcast shirt every day.
All right.
That's Brad. That's him.
So right next to this very hairy man, we have this non-hairy guy.
Hi, Tom. I shave a lot.
Josh.
Oh, I'm Josh.
Congratulations on 2 years of the Drafty Cellar, man.
Thanks, Tom. It's
Yeah.
been a very fast but long 2 years. A lot of work.
It's been a long
Does that make
2
sense? Like, it feels like it
Yeah.
went quick, but it definitely feels like I worked the quantity of hours worth of 4 years in 2 years.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Sounds like you opened up one of the most successful craft beer bars in Wisconsin.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
So you just had your anniversary.
On Saturday.
I was there. I remember most of it. Most of
Yeah.
it.
You had a few beers.
I did. I might have got a little cross-eyed.
We had some very good stuff on tap, such as some Eagle Park, Black
Strawberry
Gold.
rhubarb.
Oh, no, we didn't have that. We
Yeah,
had the milkshake IPA.
No, I was talking about New Glarus.
Oh.
New Glarus is
Oh,
on,
yeah. New Glarus.
Don't even know your own beers.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez,
I know.
man.
he just
Strawberry
knows too many strawberry
Eagle
rhubarb beers.
Park came out with their strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yes, we did.
And
Yep.
delicious as well. But New Glarus' strawberry rhubarb is probably one of the best fruit beers on the planet.
It's good.
It's amazing.
So you are like completely, you just want to crash and sleep now because you've been up for like 8 million hours?
Yeah. It was about 3 hours a night, four tops maybe. Yeah, and working like, I don't know, 16-hour days. I don't even know.
Well, if you can manage, just get past
I
these
got
next
this.
6
Guys,
hours of recording, and then you can just go ahead.
I'm a pro.
Oh, yes, a whole 6 hours.
Yes.
I can only talk about a Keyblade for so long. Tom.
I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot of things to say about Keyblades.
You know, people needed like a look behind the scenes. Everybody knows it. It takes at least 5 hours to record one of these episodes and to get it down to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's perfect. We've got so many important things to say, Tom.
As you probably know, because you've been listening, Hair of the Dogcast is a podcast about beer and video games and beer.
We drink
And
the real live beer on the show, right?
we do. We started off with something very special. Like we were already balls deep into some beer here.
I brought from our 4th of July weekend release the Bomb Pop Slush from Eagle Park. It's got a big red, white, and blue can.
Yeah.
Overfruited sour with cherry, lime, and raspberry. I've crushed probably 10 of these in the past 2 days. It's thick and delicious.
It's thick, yeah. It has that consistency.
High quality shit.
Absolutely.
All of the fruit puree.
Oh, it's good.
And for those of you drinking in a drafty cellar glass, these are yours to keep. These are special commemorative glasses from Josh's bar.
Oh.
Tom, you're such a sweetie.
Thank you,
You know,
Tom.
sometimes.
And
Yep.
thank you,
Sometimes.
Josh.
There's a really cute tapper.
Tom bought them.
Tapper glasses here. and it's got this little bald-headed man pouring beer on the glass. I think that might be my favorite Dogcaster.
Oh, there's me in it. I'm in there too. I'm wearing the cowboy
Big
hat.
text right there.
That's awesome.
And if you look on the top of the Drafty logo, this on the left was the inspiration for Bebop.
Oh, I can see Bebop there.
That's cool. So, Josh, do you have any more of these left where people could actually go and buy them, or do they have to stop by?
We honestly have like 6 left.
6? Okay.
Yeah, we doubled our quantity from last year. Last year we sold out of our TMNT. Cheers with beers, turtles, glasses.
I've been jealous of Tom's every
Pretty
time
cool.
I see it.
I was going to say.
We sold out in 2 hours last year with those. And this year we doubled the amount, and we still surprisingly have a few left.
Okay.
But
So they'll probably be gone by the time this
Yeah.
podcast comes out. But just in case, if you're local to Southeast Wisconsin, stop by the Drafty Cellar and get yourself one of these cool glasses, video game themed. Very
Tapper.
cool. And also, Hair the Dogcast is brought to you and brought to us by executive producers Brian Ward, Tyler Keller, Kate Conti, and let's welcome a new challenger to the fray, Mr. Mark Nino.
my boy.
Our new Jerry
All right.
Barkheimer at
Mark,
the $10
Mark.
Patreon tier. You too can be an executive producer. Just go to patreon.com/hairthedogcast and check out all the tiers. And if you don't have any money, that's fine. We're just happy you're listening.
There's exclusive video and audio content on there.
You are missing out, though, if you're not a Patreon.
You're getting early access to everything. It's just like a cup of coffee a month to get access to most of everything. So
Yeah.
Either that, or if you really can't afford it, just word of mouth. If you think someone will like it, give us a shout.
just go to the corners of your local streets and just yell, "Hair of the Dogcast! Hair of the
Yes.
Dogcast!"
Like a barker.
I love that Dogcast. Actually, 5 stars on iTunes goes a long way, too.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
Give us some
kind of
reviews.
thing.
Please.
Oh, it's. I think it's just Apple Podcasts now, right?
Yes, you're
times
correct.
have majorly changed. Dave.
Things are changing all the time. We're in a very fluid
I don't
era.
like it.
I know. I don't either. Today, we will be talking about our favorite, the most iconic weapons in video games ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we do that, we're going to have ourselves the news, if you guys are cool with going right into that shit.
Sounds like some smooth, sexy news you're going to be spinning to us, Tom.
Fucking have to.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it
News is so
sexy.
negative, Tom.
We're going to talk about stocks and bonds. It could be about video games.
Yeah. So the last time we podcast, things in the video game space have kind of become a little rocky. There was some turmoil just kind of breaking around that time, and there had been a lot of abuse and harassment allegations kind of let out of the floodgates. I think it might have happened the day we recorded the last podcast, and I was like, what the hell's going on?
it's been
And
a
it just
ton
snowballed,
since then.
and it snowballed
Yeah.
after that. So yeah, from developers, publishers, to members of the streaming community, to media organizations, there have been just numerous allegations against people in many facets of the industry. And one tweet from a female community manager alleging misconduct against writer-designer Chris Avallone on June 17th. That's kind of the tweet that was heard around the world and kind of kicked off the avalanche. And
He's a writer on like Fallout New Vegas.
yes,
What else has he done, Tom?
he is actually a co-founder of Obsidian. He's worked on Fallout 2, Planescape Torment, a writer, KOTOR 2, Fallout New Vegas, like you said, Icewind Dale, a bunch of stuff. He's one of the better known video game writers, prolific in the industry. And up until this point, I really had a lot of respect for the guy, but it turns out that he is kind of a alleged, but backed up by a lot of people.
I
Douchebag.
I would just urge everybody to make sure you're reading articles and not just headlines.
Absolutely.
I was very quick to grab a pitchfork and go against, Pro Jared, when he had a fair amount of people all like abandon him very quickly, and then he collected all of his evidence, and 2 months later he just came out with it and proved that he was actually innocent of the whole thing. Everyone, please come forward with all of your allegations as well. But everyone just take a deep breath before you're ready to cast aspersions to anybody.
Well, as a result, I did see his penis. I know what that looks
Chris
like.
Avallone's?
No, Pro Jared.
Oh,
Yeah.
on purpose?
No, it was
Okay.
on a Reddit thread. about it.
If you want more weird stories from me and Dylan, check out the Mortal Kombat episode next week where we talk about Rule 34 and Shu Hao.
There's a lot of Rule
I was going to
34.
say, I didn't know the Dylan experience is making a comeback. Because
Well,
It's all about the
gonna-
Pro Jared
Pops up once in a
experience.
Right. So,
Yeah, there's been a lot going on, though, in the scene right now.
yeah, and I know Chris seems to be the lightning rod, and also he had numerous women come out against him. He had been accused of like forced sexual assault, and numerous instances that have been corroborated. And his MO had been getting women drunk and at different conventions or company outings and trying to take them up to the hotel room and force himself upon them.
Yeah,
So
Terrible.
terrible.
absolutely.
Men are awful.
We all suck a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's all
My only
these
relationships are in
companies.
coffee talk simulator video games.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you would expect, Chris had been working on a bunch of video games, like Dying Light 2, the sequel to the next the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2,
Oh, really?
along with some other games, and he has since been dropped.
Yeah.
And in some cases, all his work is being pulled out. And there's been other games where they have said, the companies have said that he hasn't really like contributed that much to this point. But they would be under review.
It is shocking because I don't hop on Twitter too often. And then I just noticed there's like 20 or 30 notifications, and I just took a look at it. And a lot of the community, people that I follow and know, different streamers, they're all saying like, we are so against what this person did or like what this company is standing for. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really a barrage all at once. And it seemed like everybody was being called out.
Everyone's got their knives ready. You know, when you have a lot of time to yourself thinking, like, believe me, I get it.
Yeah.
It's like you start to really approach that from a different angle.
And it's so great that people feel comfortable coming forward and
Yes.
speaking out too.
It's tough.
The Me Too movement has been
Yeah.
incredibly powerful and important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
The video game industry is no different than other industries when it comes to the pervasiveness.
I think what's crazier about this one too, because the entertainment industry it's very like incestuous. Like everyone knows everyone to some degree, but everyone also knows who everyone is.
Right.
except no one knows who we are.
Well, I mean, we're
Actually,
we're
to be fair,
we're
no.
not journalists.
There's like 2 people. 3 with my mom.
What's up, Brian?
But
Mom, Brian, Walter Day.
Walter fucking Day.
I mean, Mac Rainier might be our biggest fan, so I don't know.
I love it when he comes up with strong feelings about what we've been talking
Yes,
about.
yeah, me too. It's funny. Like the video game industry is so insular, and it's also not where you expect a lot of this stuff to happen. At least in my opinion of a lot of this. So it seems to me that with the way that a lot of this stuff is made, it's very like we have to keep this secret, so everyone's only just talking with each other, and that creates a lot of secrecy.
That's a good point. I mean, industry structure wise, when you have an industry that is kind of reliant on, like, take the Harvey Weinstein, where you have a few power players in an industry, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think it's just so easy to go down that road.
A lot more heads are going to be rolling from the fallout of that as well. Yeah.
Agreed. So
It's so secretive because you can't because you're working with a bunch of people. Well, maybe not a huge amount, but everyone has to keep this very contained. Otherwise, because if you don't announce your game at the proper time, and you can't get that hype behind it, it just immediately falls flat.
And unfortunately, for a lot of the people being victimized, they might also be parts of communities, and they know that they're going to be facing a lot of hateful comments from the fans of these people who are doing these terrible things.
that's why, it takes a lot to come out in this day and age. And I think one of the reasons, everyone kind of did pile on and share their stories is it's a lot easier when the numbers are greater. but it takes a lot just to come out and to be the catalyst for something like this to happen. So,
well, and notoriously, all video gamers are great people with awesome opinions.
Oh yeah,
the sarcasm on Dylan's face right now. If you can't hear it, it is dripping off of his face.
Yeah, especially with the anonymity of the internet and online infrastructure.
I'm just getting so angry at it. I don't know if it's a news topic that you have on your list there, Tom, but Laura Bailey, the person who plays Abby in The Last of Us Part 2, she's getting death threats, and it's unacceptable.
Such a terrible...
Abby could rip their fucking heads off.
Yes, so I've heard.
So in addition to this, just to go down some other people that were affected, there was online performers group CEO Omid Dariani. He stepped down. He is for allegations of abuse from the Overwatch community. There were a lot of Twitch streamers who I did not call out, but I know
it's not necessary. They're Twitch streamers.
I mean, it's important.
It's important, but it's also like they're getting their just desserts anyway. There's no other. They lost their job. They're gone. I don't think.
Yeah, and they're not coming back.
Twitch is really the only platform now, anyway. So.
I guess technically, or, hey, Facebook, like, fucking gaming.
They got their just desserts on that.
And once you're ostracized, you're out.
Yeah.
Ashraf Ismail, the creative director of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, also Black Flag and Origins, stepped down from his role to take a leave of absence to take care of matters in his personal life. I think he was alleged that he had affairs. Affairs,
which
with subordinates.
Whatever you want to say, like affairs are affairs, though. I just don't.
I don't think
that's the same thing. As abusing people. I just really don't. I have to draw that line in the sand.
Again,
it was voluntary.
But we don't know if that's. We don't know what it is.
But
I don't know.
If that's the alleged behavior, though, then I don't know. I'm people's personal.
He said
lives.
he ruined his family.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing, and he had to go.
Well, I totally believe he has to go settle things with his family. That's not unheard of. It's just I don't think the assumption can automatically just be like, well, just get him. It's like what Brad was saying. You can't bring out the pitchforks right away.
Johnny Depp had all of the pitchforks thrown at him, and he lost Pirates of the Caribbean. And it turns out Amber Heard was like abusing the shit out of him and screaming at him, and he was not doing anything wrong.
Cut off part of his finger.
And it's all been proven that Johnny Depp was completely innocent the whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The pitchfork mentality is dangerous.
I think heard everything. Of that Johnny Depp stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you're too busy working too hard, man.
Is that recent?
He's an
actor. It's been over the past like 2 years, man.
I was gonna say I've never seen a full.
He was on 21 Jump Street. The old
that guy, Don Juan.
DeMarco, yeah.
Gilbert from Gilbert.
Chocolat. What a great movie.
Wow. And then there's what's that one where he's a stupid goofy French detective, and it bombed real hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, hit or miss.
Exactly. Yep. Everyone remembers it so well. We'll think of it. So just to kind of bring this home, there were a lot of employees calling out their companies, such as Insomniac and a few others, for basically not having any infrastructure or doing very little to stop the predatory behavior.
Sounds like really shitty HR.
It can be everywhere. I remember when it first started coming out that John Lasseter of Pixar was just one of the most sexist, terrible people to work with. I'm like, he made Toy Story.
I know.
That made me feel so unsure of anything anymore, because you feel safe with those Pixar films. They're like the most wholesome things, and then the person running them and directing them is being a total scumbag and running a company that makes it very easy for women to feel marginalized and abused.
Yeah, and I think I've had a conversation just recently with a group of friends about at what point do you start separating the people who make something from the thing itself. It's a very hazy topic.
It's tricky. I used to be a huge fan of the Dave Matthews Band, and now I'm just kind of a fan. Mm-hmm. But the violin player, who was always the worst member of the band, but
damn,
he was like.
Have you seen a French horn player before? I beg to differ.
There's no French.
Dave's not always cracked up.
Not anymore.
But he was accused of producing music for this other band and forcing him to take weird pictures, and he was caught grabbing the dude's butt and masturbating. Okay. Just creepy shit.
Actually
forcing these other young male musicians into very weird compromising positions, and then he was personal leave of the band. He's still off of there, And I was having that debate, like all of these songs I used to listen to now, it's hard to separate the artist from the art to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
music,
with me,
movies.
the conversation ended up going into like, for me, it went into modern art and a lot of how we idolize the people as like auteurs. And we take it very personally because they might end up being your personal heroes if they make something you like. But I mean, like, Picasso was a shithead. Salvador Dali was.
That's what they say.
an
Never meet your
insane
heroes.
dipshit.
Quentin Tarantino, I do not know how he's still afloat amidst all of this Weinstein stuff because he was very close with the guy.
He makes a damn good picture.
He makes a damn good picture.
It still goes a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great point.
The Cards Against Humanity guy, one of the creators, has been accused.
Yeah.
And now whenever that game is out and there's some like real pervy, weird, sexist shit on there, and be like,
Right.
weird.
At the same time, though, for me, it might be controversial for many, but I can separate that, and especially when it comes to something like video games, it's not one person's vision.
Absolutely.
I think,
Unless it's Ken Levine.
and then
Specialist
he takes 7 years to put it out. But
Right.
but yeah, and I think that discounting like a whole entire thing based off of like one person's actions, I just think that's entirely unfair.
Yeah,
there's
I agree.
no.
Especially
I still don't think there's that much auteurship in the video game industry unless you're Kojima.
But even then, he's got a team. So if he did something
Right.
crazy,
Yeah.
you'd be
He
punishing.
did something crazy. It's called Death Stranding.
That's true.
Can't wait to play it.
Oh God,
Can't wait to play it.
Oh, you're
It's
still on that.
probably gonna be my favorite game of all time.
So one last thing,
will be.
one last thing I wanted to mention in this story was Evo is a fighting game competition. Because of all this, it was canceled. There were numerous allegations from like over 50 of the top players from the fighting game community who were competing in Evo, including prominent Smash Brothers pros and commentators, had allegations leveled against them as well, which ranged from unwanted sexual messages to sexual assault and statutory rape. The CEO allegedly engaged in misconduct with underage boys. And I saw a tweet from Ed Boon. They pulled MK, Mortal Kombat 11, from the competition. I think Nintendo pulled Smash Brothers as well, and Evo was canceled.
They're just canceled, yeah. Makes sense. That's why we are announcing the Dogcast Fighting Championship.
Yes. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
We'll all be really bad at it. You could probably whoop our asses.
Right.
We're playing Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat 2 on Tom's Arcades.
Yeah.
All right, cool. At least it's something I know.
So Josh, as a business owner, do you have practices in place if employees come to you?
There's 3 people that work there.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody, you have to speak up. I mean,
At least there's 3
Three of us.
At least there's 3 of you. So if there's an issue,
all-
the other person can come to the other
Yeah.
person.
That's
You know?
Yeah, that is true.
we're all
gang
pretty.
up on
We're all good. We're all good.
You have one
Yeah,
employee.
no, every single place should. It's one of those things. It's up to the person to speak up. You don't know what kind of evil people are out there.
Yeah.
And they will get theirs as long as you speak up.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid.
Businesses need to make sure that people feel comfortable too.
That's the big thing. Yeah. Like the
Every time I go out with the drafty
non-retaliation.
seller, I feel very comfortable.
Oh God, so comfortable.
Yeah, the fear of retaliation is a
Like a pair of
huge one.
sweatpants.
It's if you can't like protect someone's identity when a complaint comes up, that's the main thing, because everything, like we're humans, we're social creatures. Like we can't live without other people. So it's if you have the fear of like losing out on something or getting thrown out of your community, like that can devastate a person.
And
This has been the most real talk the Dogcast has ever had
Yeah.
in the history of in 74 episodes.
it's good,
something
man.
I think
Yeah.
it's- I
No,
think
it's
It's a
good.
nice, it's a
important.
nice light summer topic.
Yeah, she's talking about Wario's farts.
I'm just dabbing my sweater.
That's the second half. Don't worry, it's going to get really stupid. So
Wario eats a lot of onions.
he does. All right, let's
Hey, yeah, that's why you're the professional.
let's move on. Okay, 2K Games have announced the price for the PS5 and Xbox Series X version of their upcoming NBA 2K1 game, which has given us the first indication that next-gen game prices are officially going up. 2K said the next-gen versions will retail for $69.99 $15.99.
It's a lot of money.
I don't think so.
It is. It isn't.
It's 10 more bucks.
It's $10 more.
I almost never buy a game when it's new anyway. It's extremely rare
true.
to get a game while it's full price.
You go to Funko Land.
I miss
Is that like one of those?
Land,
It's like an old timey museum, right?
Man, I miss that place.
Yeah, you put a quarter in the
Nickelodeon.
It's where you get all your shitty looking vinyl figurines.
That's where I get my Nintendo 64.
So
They
this
got
would
the Skyrim Dragon still.
Oh man,
60
Parthenax.
it's one of the kids from Stranger Thing. I was missing this one.
Oh God, they have a whole wall for fucking Stranger Things.
Max, they got Max.
Whoa, dude, shit.
As we all know, games have primarily been static around at $59.99 since the beginning of the Xbox 360 PS3 console era.
Unless you were a Wii owner, and then it was still 50.
It's 50. Yes. Yep.
And everyone was a Wii owner, but some other people have other systems too.
It's true. So I think that's going to follow suit with as the next gen and the current gen kind of coexist together. The current gen versions will still be at $59.99. You know, so far as of this recording, no one else has really come out and said pricing. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But it's, I mean, in my opinion, it's time. They need to increase the. It's inevitable, and
volume sells too. So, or
no, that's yes, and that's allowed them to get by. But I know just from reading a bunch of articles and just taking the temperature of the online zeitgeist that it's been difficult. The prices remain static, but the development costs have gone through the freaking roof.
Prices remain static, but they're also releasing $80 editions for a lot of games now on the day they're released.
Yeah.
And granted, some of those have season passes, but some of them aren't even including the DLC that's coming down the line. They're just, you get an extra little book in there.
That's kind of like the hidden sneak, the backdoor way of, charging more.
I would argue that $80 is almost like a common price for video games now, too. Even more. But as a standard, 70 sounds fine.
Yeah.
That means we're going to be having, I think also the collector's edition with season pass, I expect to just be 100 for most games from now on.
And here's my issue, especially with 2K and especially that series of games. They charge you $60 and then they rake you over the coals with microtransactions and all this other stuff. If you're going to charge $70, I don't want to see microtransactions in there. I just don't.
I feel like
it's going to happen.
I know, but
it's just not what it was. The game hasn't done anything new.
But, I mean, it's all the same shit with maybe a few textural upgrades.
Roster updates.
If even that. It's just roster updates.
It is.
I wish sporting games would just release like a new iteration once every 3 years and then just seriously update and put content. You can just spend $20 to get the new roster.
Right.
I will say 2K
that'd be better.
Does get better every year or two, like graphically, like ridiculous for basketball.
So much sweat.
But Madden,
You play a lot of basketball games?
not anymore. Not the last 4
I know
years.
you are a baller. I know that.
I is a baller, Brad.
40-inch blades on the Impala.
I have an Impala.
Yes, but the gameplay is so simulation. It's unplayable to me. It's not fun anymore. It's slow, choppy. I can't play the game.
We talked about this on the last episode, and I'm with you.
I listened to the first part of the last Dogcast. Carly didn't want to listen to it while we were driving.
Madden is the same game
Carly
as it's been for the last how many years?
I'm embarrassed that anyone
Since 95.
I mean, at least 6 years probably.
Yeah.
It's the same exact game.
I long for the days of Madden on the Genesis where the ambulance would come on the field during an injury and then run over all the players. Like, it was a different time.
I'd love 2K to bring back football. Yeah.
But there's also the argument some people are making, like, why does there have to be a static standard price? Why can't, like, when the next Elder Scrolls comes out, like a game that's like 80 hours long and has the shitload of content, why can't that be $100? Whereas,
There's a lot there, yeah.
You know,
what you get out of a game,
Yeah.
Maybe shorter campaigns are, more affordable.
Well, there are reasons certain games don't get brought over, especially from like Japan or a lot of other foreign titles. It's because there's just not a market for it. So if you're charging like $60 and you got a bunch of this product, in Japan they actually price it based on how niche it is. So if you want like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 5, and I assume you guys are fans.
I kind of do.
I just have the wall scrolls.
It's hilarious. The gravity is hilarious.
But that's also, I like when Katamari Damacy came out. I think it came out like $20-$30.
$30, yeah.
$30, and that is an amazing price for that game.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
It's not super long.
Yeah.
And I paid the same price on the Switch, so.
Right. Or like when Lost Legacy, games like that are a little bit shorter, just based off of an existing property. When they come out, they're like $40.
But also,
Time should be a factor.
they also know that they can just charge $60 for new games, and they'll sell enough, and then they can drop it down to $40 too.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
They'll get away with it. I mean, every new Kingdom Hearts has dropped down to like $20 now for Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's on Game Pass now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 9's on Game Pass for the Xbox now.
It is. It looks
Yeah.
great. It looks great.
Final Fantasy 9?
Yeah, with the HD
Oh my
video
God.
and the
So
textures.
It's not. Oh my God. So oh man, if only I had that version on the Switch. The Switch version is literally the iOS version ported.
I remember you saying that. You said to play it
Disgusting.
anywhere but the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
So, okay, before we move on here, just I had some statistics here, adjusting for inflation, how much we were paying for games back in the day.
Yay, I like this stuff.
Just in case anyone was like, I don't want to pay $70, but it sounds like we're all on board with.
It'll eventually be $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wait long enough, sure. So in 1989, I think the standard price was around like $50, say for like if you're NES gaming, Genesis gaming, and that would have been the equivalent to $103 in today's money.
In 1999?
In 1989,
Okay.
$50.
How much were we paying for CDs in the 90s? Was it like $15 for a new CD?
Yeah.
At the music store that I worked
Yeah.
at, it was fucking $20.
Did you
So
go
if
to
Sam
Did you go to
Goody-
Sam Goody? Did
Yeah.
you go to Music for a Song?
That's insane. Sorry to get sidetracked. I was just like, how much were CDs?
Yeah, Best Buy would always be like the lowest CD prices, like $11.99 or something.
I'd be
like that.
surprised. I'd find CDs for like $8.99 or under $10 sometimes.
Sure,
Yeah.
fucking A.
Old compact discs.
1999, $50 was the equivalent of $76.95, so almost $77. And then in 2009, $60 is the equivalent of $71. So
So it's always been about 70.
So it's kind of
right around there.
Yeah, I mean, cartridge days. There were wide fluctuations.
Yeah, so but a
wide
64
swaths.
game that was like
Yeah.
$70.
Right, or my $80, $90 Strider for Genesis, 8 megs, baby.
And that day you got Quest 64 and you brought it home, you were like, damn,
Oof.
$70 wasted.
Hot damn.
My buddy was so excited that he got this
lot
new
of people
RPG
were.
for the 64.
There
He
weren't
never mentioned it again after he played it.
All right, yeah, it's time to refuel. Josh, what are you pouring here?
This is a Diet Mountain Dew.
I am pouring up something from Hot Butcher for the world.
It's like Sunny D.
Wowee.
They make some of the best IPAs in the Midwest, baby. Baby. This
Sonia,
is
don't.
Elder Secrets of an Ancient Past.
What?
Okay.
Eldorado and Big Secret Hop Double IPA. Coming in at 7.5% ABV.
Oh, I really like this.
That's actually,
Yeah, Hot Butcher makes mind-blowing stuff.
that's good. It's not offensive for a double.
I hope not.
No.
I didn't read it without thinking about what it meant.
Right.
So.
I'm saying it doesn't feel like heartburn in my mouth.
Yeah, that's a thing. Sometimes some of these IPAs have hop burn.
Yeah.
Just so much
Yeah.
hops.
What's and who
Hot
ma-
Butcher's pretty
Hot
balanced.
Butcher. Yeah. They're very good.
You got to go over the border to get them in Illinois.
Yes.
Canada.
Yeah, we've had Hot Butcher on the podcast before.
Oh yeah.
This is a fantastic can.
Fantastic
Dylan is a
can.
fan.
Fantastic beer place.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have you ever heard of a game called Fallout? Great.
Sure.
God damn it, Tom, not again.
We're just gonna fucking talk
Fault
about it.
Boy fetish.
We're going down, down in an earlier round. Is that Fall Out Boy?
Yeah.
Ah, I got him.
There you got it.
yeah.
That's right. There's a band.
That's all I. There is a Fallout TV show apparently coming from Amazon and Bethesda.
How do you feel about that as a huge Fallout fan?
I watched the teaser. There's nothing in there. Like I don't even know if they began. I don't think they've actually begun production on the show
It's
yet.
pre-production, yeah.
Bethesda is reported to have direct involvement with the show's development, with the studios Todd Howard and James Altman rumored to be on board, and also on board is and producing this show is the production house responsible for Westworld on HBO. This is Kilter Films, which is headed by Lisa Joy and Chris Nolan's little bro, Jonathan.
Johnny Nolan.
Johnny Nolan.
Oh, yeah, well, what's he made?
Inception.
Okay.
It's a ripoff of Inception.
Was it any good though?
It was fine. It was a little brother effort.
Yeah.
The Twilight Night.
The Dawn Night.
The Dawn Night, yes. It's like, ooh.
The Light Dawn.
So
he's the Christian hero we need.
Yes.
Yeah, there's not a ton of info here. I guess I don't know. I'm a bit torn about it. When I first saw that "Please Stand By," staticky image from the teaser trailer, it was a little don't ruin this even more.
Well, it's
Yeah, I don't know. After
You know what I mean?
76, I think they need to have.
they needed to take a step back.
Well, they need something that is going to be goodwill towards the franchise, and maybe the series will be. I'd much rather them make a good game.
yeah.
I'd much prefer a good game to some Netflix show.
I would
Now
agree with that.
I have heard firsthand from people who say that the game is actually pretty good now, but I've got no business supporting.
Generally, a
that.
game should be good when it comes out, not
Yeah,
years
I
afterwards.
I agree.
I think that's coming to Game Pass, so I was like,
I just
maybe
don't,
I'll try.
I wouldn't play it anyway.
But-
But I don't like supporting a because they'll still get money if we download it on Game Pass. So I'm just not supporting something that's bad.
I'm going
It's
to.
the-
I'm going to play it and laugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
I
make
mean, I
some
want
funny
to
videos.
dabble. Maybe we'll dabble for a little bit.
Dude, I beat all of Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I'll
Only
play
because
Yeah.
it was
for you
free.
guys, but
I guess I'm okay with the production house. I thought Westworld was pretty good, at least the first season. I fell off of it after that.
I hear 3 is great.
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
I kind of wasn't expecting like the turn that each season was going to take, where it's
Yeah.
like a whole different kind of universe. But
Well, why are you hesitant then?
because very rarely do TV shows or movies do something justice, and I fucking love Fallout. Like that's like the only thing I actually have like not a significant, but at least relative to any other game, like stuff that I actually own.
Right.
Like my next tattoo will be a Fallout tattoo.
Oh, cool.
If
Well-
I ever get one.
Well, what if it? Well, it's probably not going to be something where they adapt one of the games. It's probably just going to be its own little side story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine,
That's
right?
I am curious, and like I said, I'm okay with the production house because I think Westworld is good, and the guys from the production company, when they were making Westworld, actually took cues from BioShock and other video games to build that world for the show. So
Well, think of all the the VFX artists who grew up like playing these games. Like, you're going to
wanna-
get inspiration no matter what.
I want a BioShock movie of the first game.
I don't think it would have nearly the same amount.
As,
of
if
impact.
it even gets the tone and the set design a little right, I think it'd be worth
I mean,
it.
Ken Levine's a screenwriter. He could write the script.
Don't give it. Well, I don't want him on.
Del Toro.
Well, I just think
he can
that
Del
direct.
Toro would make a sick BioShock movie.
Well, I think the narrative is so based upon your involvement that I don't think a passive experience could even approach it.
Video game adaptations.
twist wouldn't work.
Video game adaptations, you'd have to do a different twist, but it's even Peter Jackson was fully behind multiple Halo projects after he won 10 Academy Awards, and even he couldn't get that going.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix is where these things belong to an extent, and there's a chance. There's a lot of good things on there too. But I recently have been looking quite a bit into the new Cuphead Netflix TV series.
That's right. That I
It's going
watched
to be
the
a
trailer.
Fleischer animated style. Very excited about that. Excited that the voice cast is diverse.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's a video game adaptation that I'm like, cool. If it sticks to that same animation style, that
Sure.
could be a lot of fun to watch.
I think that's
Even-
one that lends itself to being a cartoon because the game tried so hard to be a cartoon. It's just asking for it.
I get worried.
Even Carly's like, that's awesome. That'll be really cool. And just because she liked watching me play that because the game was so cute and fun to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully I can beat the 20-minute episode without throwing my controller.
Oh, fucking King Dice fight. Oh my god.
I've watched this episode 30 times today.
Right. You made it 80%. Shit, I got to start all over.
As an animation fan, I get a little worried because when Netflix has a bunch of these things produced, they tend to be very stiff and rigid and not look all that great.
Are you not
Like
referring to Castlevania, are you?
4 frames a
looks
second.
great.
I thought it was hit or miss. I thought some things looked really great. I thought some of it was pretty bad.
So I
didn't
mean,
know there was a
they are
full
operating on a
season.
budget a lot of the time, but then, like especially the
Yeah.
anime they have produced out of Japan, it's this semi CG kind of looking non-fluid atrocity, and
Wow.
That's
I want that on a
that's
shirt.
my bad name.
Semi-CG non-fluid atrocity.
I mean, like, and a lot of these have like very like good voice
That's the
casts
episode
and great
titles.
scripts, but then you're just like,
James McAvoy.
I can't watch this.
Right.
Yep.
I'm like, I can't watch this. And I'm very, to be honest, I am an animation snob, so I guess that's my fault. But
You're the kind of person that knows the people, like who's drawing the comics, which is so badass. You know the artists actually like doing all of the artwork.
you've
Because
gotta
most
have
people are just like,
heroes.
I like Batman.
Yeah.
well, you got to know which runs are good, because I'll tell you what, like, you can keep collecting Iron Man, but somewhere along the line, there's going to be a shitty writer, and you got to know which writers are good in order to save yourself $3 every month.
Yeah, those are too expensive.
Now, Josh, I know you're not much of a Fallout guy, but you have to have like some ancillary kind of idea of what the game's about. Would you be interested in watching a Fallout TV show?
Sure, the game isn't my thing, but I always thought the artwork and the post-apocalyptic whole feel could be fun. I don't know. Depends. Is it going to be very serious? Is it going to have a little?
Well,
It better
if it's
have
Fallout,
some-
it has to be.
It's got to have some tongue in cheek.
Oh yeah,
There has to
That's
be
what
humor in it.
Someone without
Otherwise I
skin
wouldn't
on their
accept it.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm open to it. That's fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
Is Liam Neeson going to be my dad?
That'd be
They could
neat.
probably get.
I'll watch it then.
These days, yeah.
You mean
probably.
Qui-Gon?
Yeah.
I heard he was already taken.
So, all of you listening, any of you listening want to chime in? Let us know if you're interested in a Fallout TV show, and if you're not, what show would you like to see from a property that has nothing yet?
I'd like to see an Assassin's Creed movie.
But
There is one.
oh my god,
That's funny.
we can watch it. Yeah, watch what you say.
I remember
Yeah.
being
Be careful
so
what you
excited
wish
for the Assassin's Creed movie.
I thought it looked good.
So
it
did I.
has the best cast you'd ever want.
I was like, really?
Yes.
Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard?
And he was like
Fucking
posting
Jeremy
on
Irons,
he was
man.
posting on Twitter them like actually doing the leap of faith, like his stuntman. I was like, this is gonna be great, dude. I was wrong.
That first trailer came out. The first
It's
episode.
got like Kanye or something in the trailer.
Yeah, the day we recorded the first episode of our first episode of Hair of the Dogcast.
Dogcast.
Yeah, we talked about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, the
Yeah, I
trailer
remember
looks
that. I didn't have faith.
great." Oof, no leap of faith.
Oh, no leap of faith from Josh.
No.
I was hoping I was wrong.
He's a
but
Templar over here.
All right, so finally, there's this game came out in 2017 called Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
for the Nintendo Switch and the Wii U.
Might have
but
heard of it.
It's okay.
I
Nobody
just want to
played
know,
it.
is the sequel coming to the Wii U?
Did you guys know that Breath of the Wild sold more than Nintendo Switch when it came out?
Yeah, we did, Dylan.
What do you mean it sold?
It sold more.
The
People-
Switch. They sold more Switch copies than there were Switches.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
There's
amazing.
more games available than Switches.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
people bought it in the hopes of one day I'll have a Switch.
Yeah, that's
soon.
basically a lot of people were like, well, turns out you could have gotten a copy at any fucking time.
I would argue one of the best Nintendo games of all time.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll have to argue.
I love the game. I do. I think it's a great game. I'm not going to deny that.
Tom, what were you saying? They're making it into a Netflix show?
Yes, this is also on Netflix. Yes, it's on. It's going to be on Stars.
Apple Plus.
Right? Yeah. Breath of the Wild voice actors have indicated that their work on the sequel has been completed.
So Link came in and grunted 10 times, and
Yeah!
is that what he said?
Oh, they got Princess Zelda to do voices
That-
like this.
Yes, the hot fish
you're a
prince.
dick. I'm a princess.
So word comes from podcast Un Café con Nintendo, where two of the Spanish voice actors for the game, Mark Navarro Rivali and Nerea Alfonso, who plays Zelda, were guests. They have said that their work on the game is done, which could mean that the game is a significant way through to completion.
Hold your breath on that one, though. For
Of the
real.
Wild.
I don't know. We didn't get a concrete answer out when we talked to John Eric Bentley about Barrett, but
We tried, though.
I'm pretty sure he recorded his stuff 3 years before the game came out.
I actually know a bit about this. Usually what they do is they have people read through the scripts and do the voice acting, and then they animate around that because they found over time,
realistic.
especially like in the early days of like Pixar and stuff like that, that if you had people like
Yes.
mouth syncing,
Yep.
it just didn't feel
But
right.
Here's the thing.
generally, though, they're going to get the Japanese voice actors and then do the scenes.
Yes. Here's the thing, though.
localization
They
comes
might be doing it at the
afterwards.
same time though.
These are
It isn't-
the localized voice actors.
Yeah.
So,
I'm saying, still take it with a grain of salt.
oh yeah, because I was going to say no release date has ever been officially set, and we haven't seen to my knowledge, haven't seen jack shit of this game since the reveal trailer that they played a couple E3s ago.
With the corpse that is definitely Ganondorf.
Maybe. Could this possibly be the big drop this winter to counteract the consoles?
No. I'm going to say definitively it's
Dylan.
a big old bet. No, it's not coming out.
I trust Dylan on these issues.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it too. It's
coming.
It feels soon.
I think
I say next year, summer. I don't know. It's coming sometime, but that's too soon.
Well, from what I read, they were supposed to have Mario Kart 9 done by this winter, and that was supposed to be like the smash hit. They don't want Breath of the Wild competing with Mario Kart.
That's so weird to think that they were going to have Mario Kart 9 when like 8 is like still fucking just killing it.
I mean, that's a game from 2014.
I know,
it was largely reused. They were working on 9 that whole time, probably. I don't know.
They had to.
9 will be extremely polished.
That's
when it comes
another
out.
thing. Nintendo really spaces out
be extremely
their games.
Polish.
What did I say?
Did you say Polish?
I didn't say Polish.
You said Polish.
Polish.
Oh,
Polish
I just heard
sausage?
it was going to be extremely Polish. I'm like,
Tom's worst nightmare.
Mario ski.
9 is German for no. Okay.
9. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. That's a game that I don't really, is not really active in my brain when I'm like, okay, what are the new releases coming up of games I really want to play? But every time somebody drops the name, I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot they're doing a sequel to that.
2 more years, Tom. Nintendo doesn't release a sequel or another game of Mario or anything like that for at least 5 years.
No, I mean, this is going to be in the vein of Ocarina to Majora's Mask.
They're going to be. I mean, they already have a solid framework. They're going to build new world around it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's going to be great when it comes.
They did drop the sequel to Link to the Past the same day the Xbox One came out. So I'm just going to say maybe. But I'm with you guys. I think
Twink's Awakening.
I think it's coming March 2021. It's going to come out the same day that the new Horizon comes out.
Is that when that one's being released?
The new trailer for Horizon looks. I'm excited for it. I didn't think that I loved. I mean, I knew I liked playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I hadn't thought about it. And I saw the trailer. I'm like, I want to play it. I'd be excited to get back in that world.
They got to prove, because I really enjoyed my experience with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Just the enemies were fun to fight, and like sliding in through the bush and like taking down big baddies. I loved it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Listen to our last episode, PS5 is alive. We talk about this.
If they refine the stealth a bit and they actually make it more like you're on the hunt, like you actually got to get into it, I would be a little more jazzed about that.
You're damn right. Boom.
Speaking of jazz, there's a new Jazz Jackrabbit coming to the PS1.
Jazz Jackrabbit 3?
What else we got, Tom?
The reboot. That is it for the news.
Does that mean the return of Spaz, his partner, as well?
The evil version, no.
Oh, shit.
Spaz.
I don't. Fuck. That's ridiculous.
Spaz.
I love Jazz Jackrabbit, actually.
Do you really?
I did too back in the day.
Cliff Blazinski. That was his name.
Cliffy B, baby.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful platform.
Dude, as soon as I played Gears of War, I'm like, yep, I can see the Jazz Jackrabbit influence here.
Speaking of playing things, and
yep, I've been playing Chex Quest and Jazz Jackrabbit a lot lately.
all right,
Chex Quest, yeah.
doing your podcastly duty.
No, although there was a sick
did
limited run
re-release
version that just came out. I almost got the vinyl.
Right on.
I still have the original CD-ROM.
Ooh.
It's collectors.
Yeah, no shit.
Came in
Brad,
my
you have
checks.
mentioned that you are playing, or you have been playing
a lot of
bunch
games
stuff
lately.
Anything you can share with the group?
Well, so 3 weeks from when this episode comes out, the Raw Dogs are covering all of the Mario RPG games. So I recently played all of the DLC for Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the Donkey Kong Adventure DLC. I did that.
I always never include in my head.
I did that on the road, and it was like $8 on sale, and amazing. Great little,
Cool.
I 100% completed it. And then I started replaying Mario Rabbids 1 because it's just so good. And then my brother, Brian, what's up, dog, was generous enough to borrow me his Nintendo 3DS. And I have only played one other game on the 3DS before, and it was when I was living over at my brother's place, and it was The Legend of Zelda, where you go all flat.
A Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds.
Yep. And so it was only $20 to get Dream Team, Mario and Luigi Dream Team on there.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Those Mario and Luigi games, I'd never played them before, but fantastic. I was very surprised with how much I've been loving it.
Awesome.
And the 3D is Dude, I love the 3DS.
Actually-
I can't believe I
actually
never had one. I thought, why would I want it if I have a Switch? But it's such a different, fun little experience.
Is it the new 3DS
Yeah.
XL? Because that's the reason that got people angry, is because that one actually has face tracking a little, so you can see it from different angles.
yes.
The original one, you had to be staring at
That's the one I have,
directly
yeah.
from the front. And that's the only way that you can actually get that 3D effect. Otherwise, it gives you the worst headache.
You got to keep it straight. After a while, you get used to it. But yeah, I wish I always had the one that checked your eyes.
It was kind of boggling my mind while I was playing it, just thinking, not only are they having to make this game, but they're also having to like program in like the 3D effects to an extent, like where the glass hits and what comes out or what goes further back.
Right.
Just like 3D cinema, it always boggled my mind how much more work it would be.
Yeah.
Well,
But
some of those games, like even that Monster Hunter 4 that came out for it, the 3D is awesome.
And that's on sale for like cheap on the 3DS store. I played the Paper Mario on the 64 for maybe 4 hours and decided I am over it.
Really?
I didn't care for the 64 one, but Thousand Year Door is fucking awesome.
Yes. It's
Oh
very
my
good.
God.
The writing on that is, the localization is fucking great.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely in love with Thousand Year Door. Probably about 10 hours in, and I
It's
saw
like a
that
Monty Python fucking Mario game.
both
It's wild.
Mario and Luigi Dream Team and Thousand Year Door have about 40-hour completion time, so I'm not sure if I will choose to beat both of them, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to play Super Paper Mario and then some of the other Mario and Luigi games as well. So
Okay.
I think
the Super Paper Mario count as an RPG?
well,
It's not.
It doesn't.
we
but
have to talk about it though,
We will, yeah.
because everyone is judging it by RPG standards to an extent.
I don't think that's a bad game though. So you'll hear about that.
It's
more.
expectations.
It really is, and deservedly so though. So.
And what did I do for gift horse? Clearly, it didn't. There was another fucking rally game. Xbox Games with Gold, another fucking rally game came out, and Saints
That's what
Row
it's
2.
called, yeah.
I never knew what Saints Row games were. Oh, it's just Grand Theft Auto, but like they use more burp and fart jokes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Three is good.
3's good.
Saints Row 2, I was
Four's
not
fun.
impressed with Saints Row 2.
No, you.
That
wouldn't
one's,
be.
yeah,
That's when they still
that's like the
take it too
Far Cry
seriously.
2 of the
Like the
Saints Row
the
series.
title music is like, I like bitches, I like my bitches, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay,
It's,
you're
it's a
setting your tone right now.
Yes.
Yeah. It appears we have another beer that Josh has just poured for us.
We have
What
another
is this one?
beer, also from Illinois. Phase 3 Brewing Company, out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. It's called DDH, Double Dry Hop Pixel Density. And it's got a
Diamond
little
Dallas page.
pixel character on here.
So appropriate.
That's like video games.
I
guys.
actually didn't
Whoa.
even think about it when I grabbed it. I'm like, it was all natural.
Subliminal.
Yeah,
Subliminal messaging.
yeah. So it's floating in at 6.5%, and it's citra hopped. Everybody likes citra hopped. It's hopped.
Sweet,
Now,
man.
Now, Josh, I'm aware, but for all of our listeners at home who probably aren't familiar, what does dry hopping? What is the process, and what does that do for the beer?
Dry hopping. It's not the bittering process during the boil, but it's usually done during fermentation stages, and you can get some amazing aromas from specific types of hops. There's bittering hops, and then there's the dry hopping preferred hops, and there's quite a few of them. And they're all unique in different ways, and they can be, they can help with flavor and aroma. A lot of the more tropical, citrusy, grapefruity, and even just, off the wall unique flavors and aromas.
Sure.
Sadly,
Great bouquet.
Citra hop, it's probably the most, it's not sadly, but it has a cat pee smell sometimes when it's used.
As someone who has a new
Sometimes.
kitten, I am familiar. Yes, I'm like, where's this delicious beer?
So I'm not really getting it in this one, but some, like Surly Brewing's
Why are you gonna get the carpet?
Axeman, that one
What?
people say has a
Okay.
cat pee aroma.
It's like sour beers with horse blanket.
Yeah.
Horse blanket.
I've been around enough cat pee. I've never had a beer that actually smelled. Where I'm
Okay.
like, holy shit, that smells like cat.
Yeah, I don't pick it up as much as others, and I am kind of sensitive to cat smells, like being allergic to them. I'm never around them, so when I smell a place that has a cat, I smell cat.
Yeah.
So, but with beer, I don't know. I don't get as much as everyone else.
We should have like a Patreon like stretch goal where you and
get
I
mad
get
to-
locked into a.
Make Josh play with cats.
Make Josh huff a
That is
cat.
the
We don't
meanest
want-
Patreon tier. We don't want anyone to reach that tier.
We get
Well, I-
locked
I
Stop
would-
at the
to a
$50
room,
tier.
and
My
there's just a
throat would
cat.
close and I would die.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with me anymore.
Mine would eventually, probably not as quick.
Instead, we're gonna force Josh to go into one room until he beats all of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, he's
The original.
He's like, give me the
Same
cats.
thing.
Give me the
No,
cats.
you'd like the remake, dude. You'd actually dig the remake, I think.
I actually did watch a little video, and I thought it'd be way more playable for me.
If you want to borrow the remake, because I know at some point you have to get out of Midgar, unless you want to
Midgar?
abandon it.
Oh,
Hey,
No.
maybe I heard this is more actual, like you play, not
Dude,
turn-based.
It's play. You play.
That's
Yep.
what I like to do.
I was drinking with my buddy Ben at the Drafty Cellar.
You would
It's,
be.
you know, shout out to bigspoonband.com.
Titus.
Yep. Bass player Ben. He played Final Fantasy Remake all in the classic vein with the turn-based.
I would have been. It's just not made for it. I would have been excited
yeah.
to try it, but it's the fact that classic is also equivalent to easy mode made me not want to try it.
Yeah, I didn't try it at all either. I'm like, this is not, like you said, not geared
If
for
they
that.
released like an international version with it was just like Final Fantasy 12 Gambit system, I'd be all about it. But
No shit.
won't.
All right, Brad, was that all that you played?
yeah, I got Tetris
That's a
Effect
lot.
on vinyl. I got the 5 LP set on vinyl.
Oh, you did?
finally.
Okay, awesome.
And
you got a new cat.
I got a kitten named Pickles. So
Pickles.
I was told I couldn't name him Baraka. So this is bullshit, Carly, if you're listening. But
You'll just have to settle for a big arm tattoo of Baraka.
which we can confirm that is a real thing. We've seen him.
I saw it on the internet.
Listen to the Mortal Kombat episode. You'll
get-
regret it.
Well, Tom, have you been playing anything?
I have just been getting through Last of Us 2.
I hear it's depressing.
You know, if you're looking for something to good pick me up, it's maybe not the game you want to play, but
Try cocaine.
so I think I'm a little over halfway. I think I understand the morality play that it's trying, the theme that it's trying to evoke when I'm playing it. One thing I didn't touch on the last time we talked, because I just started playing it, I didn't really delve into it. I want to pile on all the praise that the game is getting for its accessibility features, the way you can select the difficulty and augment the difficulty of the game is fucking great. And I hope every game from henceforth borrows or just steals outright what this game does. And
What do you mean?
so rather than having just straight up very easy, normal, hard, very hard, it's way more. It's a little more granular. There are sliders for almost every facet of the game that you can tweak. So I want to play the game on normal, right? But I am not a fan of the gameplay loop. I don't like. I find the gameplay actually in this game pretty tedious, as I found the gameplay in the first game a little tedious for my taste.
Too much like crafting and scavenging.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a one, maybe a 2 or 3 note game. You know, like there's not a lot of variation to the gameplay outside of Last of Us 2. Definitely has more Uncharted-y set piece moments than I remember Last of Us 1 having. So, what I mean by the difficulty sliders is rather than me having to put the game on easy, which makes enemies dumb, you get automatically more bullets, more ammunition, more crafting skills. Earlier, you can go in and just say like, okay, I want to keep it on normal, but I just want more ammunition here and there. So there's a slider for that,
really?
like ammo drops.
Wow, okay.
So you just dial that up, or I want the vision cones of the enemies just to be slightly smaller, so I can pull off the stealth.
Can you also make them bigger then too?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the first one, Ellie would like run across the screen, and you're like, "Come on!" And it's like,
Oh, yeah,
it's really
right.
breaking my immersion here for like. And then you would stab someone.
It's the
in
same in
face.
Last of Us 2. Your not NPC characters they try to keep them close to you, but they're obviously the enemies are impervious to them.
Well, that's the crazy thing too. I mean, it's just like you can't have like direct like human like AI. So you have a lot of what video games are is just making people feel powerful on their own.
Yeah.
So,
But
I don't know.
and the examples that I gave are just a drop in the bucket. There are sliders for like I said, every facet of the game, and I think that is really freaking cool. I got to give praise to the game for that. And other than that, I've been kind of not playing a lot of games outside of that. Been delving into movies and books and just trying to enjoy summer. You know, it's kind of like the summer, get outside as much as you can in the COVID.
Before we all have to lock up again.
Right.
I get that.
Yep. How about you, Dylan? What you been doing, man?
I'm near the end of Deadly Premonition because the sequel's coming out relatively soon. I don't think the sequel looks all that good. But
that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
I guess. And that's the part where I'm kind of like, I don't know. The first one was just such a time and a place type of thing. Like it's so just 2009 or around that time. And you're just like, oh, this was meant to look kind of this way. Like how in 20 years they will purposefully try to make games that look like this in the same way that there's pixel art now, or even like they're trying to make low poly stuff, like super hot stuff like that.
N64 kind of pastiche games are starting to come in vogue now. Yeah,
and I'll play it, and of course I'll give my report on it.
Damn right you will.
I'm not like hyper excited for it though. There aren't a lot of things on the horizon I'm super just jazzed about in terms of video games. Let's see. I've been playing a lot of... There's a game called Rogue Legacy. Mm-hmm. Have you played that one?
I have not. I know a little bit about it.
It's fabulous. I've been playing a lot of roguelikes recently too, like Dead Cells and stuff like that. I'd been playing those way beforehand though. I got Rogue Legacy for the PS4 maybe, I would say 7 years ago.
Oh shit.
And so I've been playing it for quite a bit. The sequel is going to come out, but I bought it for the Switch. I won't regret it.
I won't regret it.
I've been playing a lot of it. If I had to make a recommendation, though, my recommendation is Dead Cells, because Dead Cells, it just feels so good to play that video game.
It's like, I do have that game, and I played a good amount of it 2 years ago. We went to Italy. I played that game, and then I fell off of it, but it plays like Symphony of the Night in a roguelike. And
interesting.
Yeah, you pretty much have to play through it the entire game in one sitting.
Yeah. Well, you can actually, it does have like an autosave function. So you could like literally turn it off. It'll pop you right back to where you were. It's supposed to be based on runs, but there are different pathways to get to the end. And in certain areas, you get certain types of items that you unlock that you can get later on.
Right.
Health upgrades, all this other stuff. One of the things that makes a bad roguelike is that you feel that there's no actual progression to what you're doing. So if you're just dying all the time and you're not getting any rewards for that, then it sucks. It's a lovely video game. It's the art style too.
Yeah, we were just looking at some of the pictures. They look really cool.
Yeah. It's fabulous. I needed comfort food, I think. So that's exactly what that is for me.
Yeah.
Well, those games. Roguelike, yeah.
We should do an episode just comfort food.
Josh, you've been playing anything outside of getting the bar ready for your...
No, I haven't had time. I really want to. Just sit down and play some shit, but...
Are you going to have time to do that?
You've reached level 99 and changing kegs and ordering beer, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so much good beer.
Level 100, you turn into a charcoal.
You can
Charizard.
You can drop your stats back down to 1 though, and get the gold bar next to your name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is
there anything on your backlog that you've been wanting to get to?
I think I mentioned last time I want to play Spider-Man again. I kind of just stopped.
That game's so good.
That's a good comfort
it's
food.
Fun. I have God of War. I want to play through that. It's definitely not the old God of War, but I still want to play it. There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, too much stuff. Yep. I got my Double Dragon 4 coming in, right? Double Dragon 4? Is that the new one?
Streets of Rage 4.
Streets of Rage 4. Thank you. Yeah. That's coming in the mail right now. Might be there today.
Play with your lady.
I hear it's great. But one thing I've heard from multiple people is that if you go through on normal and you play with someone, it's kind of just like meh. But once you turn up the actual difficulty of it, I hear that's when the game is really good. Apparently, it's one of those games you're supposed to play through twice, one on normal and then on hard.
Yeah, I see that.
I think each character, there's supposed to be different aspects of it or unlocks or something like that.
Kate and I sat down for like an hour and a half one night and finished it on my birthday, I think is what we did.
I should get it.
Do you have a physical copy of the new Doom?
Yeah.
Could I borrow it?
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
Deal done.
Sick, dude.
All right.
I was just thinking, I was like, Josh has a sick Doom tattoo. Josh has Doom probably, because I know I've been playing it.
Yeah.
I want to play Doom.
All right, guys. Before we head into the break, so 6 months ago, On our first Dogcast of the new year, we did.
Oh shit!
We made New Year's resolutions for ourselves to complete by December 31st, 2020.
Well, no, we made New Year's challenges and threats to each other.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. Resolutions mean I'm going to work out more.
Right. These were not things that we thought of for ourselves to do, for the most part, but shit that we gave each other to do. So since we have officially crested the halfway point of the year, I figured we'd do a little check-in to see how far we've come with our goals, what's left to do, and fuck my life.
Does anybody have 2 challenges done? Because we each have 3 that we have to do, right?
We each have 4. Plus a resolution for all of us, which I don't think
so. We each chose one for ourselves too.
I don't even remember what I said.
Yes. So let's go through. Brad, we'll start with you since you're confused right now.
I forgot how many we had. I beat Cuphead. That was one of them.
Yes, and your first one was beat all the bosses in the first land in Cuphead.
I beat the whole fucking
beat the whole thing.
I have not played MLB The Show for 7 hours yet. That is going to be a marathon day, and I'm excited to not do it.
Yep.
But I will do it. It might be fine. And beat Bloodborne. Not 100% completion, but beat the game.
That was yourself.
Did I? No, you have to get past Father Gascoigne.
That's not even the final boss?
No.
Not even close.
No, he's early in the game.
Okay.
So yeah.
I haven't done that.
I
What's
just
my
think
other
you'll
one?
like the game.
So you have 2 Bloodborne challenges. The one from Dylan was defeat Father Gascoigne, and then you gave yourself, I'm going to beat fucking Bloodborne.
Oh, because I wanted to beat a like Dark Souls type game. I figured I'd just double down on Bloodborne. Okay.
I mean, if you're a first time player to the, you should be able to do it. You're a good video game player.
I'm just not used to that style of play where you're going to get used to dying a million times. Maybe Cuphead has eased me into that.
Yeah,
but
that's definitely
MLB The Show will be next because that is a lazy day where I can punish myself.
Now,
I hear
Brad,
it's a fun game to play.
I might stream it too.
The original thing was play sports games. I think you do Gift Horse next month or this month. I believe NBA 2K20 is a free game.
I think it was MLB The Show.
I'll play it.
I can add an hour to your whatever.
I've been playing more sports games than I'm used to, more farming games than I'm used to with Gift Horse.
Sports farming games, NASCAR, golf, tennis.
There's so many stupid fucking racing games that come out for free. I hate it.
All right,
You don't know which ones are good.
Josh,
I finished all mine.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts 1, please, Josh.
So Goofy loses his foot, wakes up one day.
Damn it, he knows
The
it.
diabetes.
Yeah. So that is the legitimate.
What happened?
That is a legitimate challenge to you, is to explain the plot of any Kingdom Hearts game.
Gosh. I guess I shouldn't have eaten all those cookies.
Another one was another Kingdom Hearts one, which I don't remember what.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that one's still on the table. Next, we have play Final Fantasy VII up until leaving Midgar, which we briefly mentioned.
It could be remake or the PS1. You would prefer to beat the entire remake than to play the PS1 for 6 hours. I would say that. 6 hours of a traditional JRPG or action RPG for 20.
I really hate turn-based games.
Slap on easy mode, play the remake. You can make it work in a decent amount of time. Although you'll probably go crazy at Walled Market.
Yep.
But
and if you hand the controller to Laura, I'll know.
We'll know. We'll know when Josh is doing the dancing mini game by when he orders a new TV.
Yes.
Dancing mini game.
All right. And next we had play Kingdom Hearts 2 until Sora wakes up from Dylan.
So you brought me the PS2 game.
Wow.
I was gonna do it one day, but it's one of those things where it's like,
Oh, man.
I'm sitting down, I'm comfortable, I'm gonna play something. I do that, but I don't feel like hooking up a console to my living room right now. Otherwise, I can go on my small room next door with all the games and play, but I don't want to be in there.
All right.
So I just have not played it.
All right. And you gave yourself, your self goal is to beat 5 games.
I might have done that. I haven't counted. I was in the middle of Odyssey, and I finished that when I said that.
We got Doom.
I beat Doom. I played through the Mortal Kombat 11 story. I don't know if that counts.
That definitely counts.
Yeah, that's a game.
That's a long story.
I
Very.
I played through some shit. I don't remember offhand. What else?
Well, make sure you take stock of.
I'll
go back home and be like, I don't want to.
Don't worry, I'll get there.
You're over halfway there. It sounds like so.
You know, when it gets colder outside, I ain't going outside.
He's over halfway there, but he has a lot of Kingdom Hearts. So.
Yeah. You think the finish line's
I'm really
right
sorry
here.
I put that on here.
I was
a different man.
Dylan,
some people don't like me. So.
Your original challenge was play FF7 until Eris dies.
Oh,
and I was saying, no, guys, God, go, no.
I didn't realize how we were going to try and torture each other. I only remember 3 of my challenges.
All right, Dylan. Speaking of you, your first one is to make Dogcast cheese.
I've actually made cheese.
No,
But was it Dogcast cheese?
No, I have to practice making cheese before I give it to people, as it turns out.
You want it to be good?
I've made it twice. I've made a very
Might
nice
be the last
feta
episode.
style.
Yeah. Do you still have access to cheese making equipment?
Oh, you can do it at home.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's not like super difficult. People make cheese all the time. Your grandma
Sometimes
probably
on
made
accident.
I was gonna. Yeah.
I actually watched a few hours of YouTube videos on how to make cheese. I did not learn how to, but
By at least December, I can make like a really good like Dogcast style feta.
Maybe
or
that'll be
something
for
like
the final episode of the year.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be
a big meal,
Yeah, that actually would be pretty
big
good.
banquet.
Because
Well,
we
maybe
all
I could
know,
put it on something.
Because we all know if you don't complete all of your challenges by the end of the year, our celebration of the year episode, you don't get to drink any good beer that entire episode, or maybe not even drink.
Maybe drink the worst shit possible.
seltzers.
Yeah.
Even there's good seltzers now.
Grain
too.
belt. All right. Next, we had. You had 3 hours. You had to play 3 hours of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
I have looked at it multiple times on the Google Play Store,
You've
and
claimed,
I've hovered.
you've claimed to me that you've already played it too.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So
that
I looked at it,
It's on the to-do list.
Hey, dude, baby steps, you know.
and I hovered over it, and then I remembered what the thing actually fucking is, and then I said, later.
All right.
There's
I'm a
plenty
bad
of time.
I'm a bad procrastinator. I'll put that out there too.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's just 3 hours of some shitty phone game.
Why play something
Well,
bad when
isn't-
you can play
well-
something good, right?
No.
Because we have a podcast. We want content, goddammit.
Oh my
I know I'm
god!
supposed
It is
to
all about the
lose-
content.
I know I'm supposed to lose 40 pounds on.
That was your
Ring
self
Fit.
goal.
Yeah, that
The quarantine has affected that
the
possibly.
quarantine has actually made me gain 20. So
So it's to lose 60 pounds. Well, actually, it says to lose 40. It doesn't say where the
No.
starting point is.
by the time COVID started, I was down to 200. Now I'm 220 again. So
Who would have known?
40 to go.
Who would have known?
That was tough.
I wouldn't have
dude.
known. I'm just really annoyed by Ring, the character on Ring Fit Adventure, because he just got such a dumbass voice. I hate him.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And now they have a female one, so I'll probably pop back in.
I mean, you can just make all the excuses in the world. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we're here for you.
I
I'm here for
just
you.
don't like not drinking. That's why I drink, okay?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
boring.
I've been cutting back on that, honestly, too. So
not drinking.
or drinking.
Oh, okay.
So wait, do you have any of your challenges done?
We have one.
I've technically made cheese, so it's not hard to reproduce that.
But you haven't made the Dogcast cheese yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Did you have any challenge? You don't have any challenges done.
Lastly, Dylan, you have finished Barbie Supermodel for SNES or Genesis.
Very nice.
Oh, I'm ready for that. I thought we
Oh,
were going to do a
man.
stream of that.
Hey,
Why can't I get something like that?
I don't own it. That's the problem. You said you had a copy ready to go, or we can get.
I
an
have
emulated
means of
version.
playing the game.
Wink, wink, wink. I'm ready. I'm ready to do it.
All right. All right.
And how long do I have to play it for? I have to beat
you have
it.
to finish it.
I won't. Oh, huh?
Dude, just watch a speed run and then do that exact thing.
No,
However you
want
wanna train.
I want to be surprised. I want to experience it. I'm actually not afraid of this one at all. Like, let's just see what goes down.
Dude, you're not afraid?
I'm not afraid
You say
anymore.
that now.
You hear me? I'm not afraid anymore.
I'm not afraid anymore.
And then Barbie Dreamhorse shows up at your doorstep and you run and hide under the bed.
Why? Oh, horses! God, so scary.
All right. And then finally, I'll just run through
You love
mine.
centaurs.
I had play Ring Fit Adventure for an hour dressed as Ken from Street Fighter.
Oh, he's done that.
Did that. Streamed that shit. Yeah.
Nice.
Done. And then I have failed to do any of these other ones. I had to drink 25 sour beers with a picture. I think I drank a sour beer tonight.
So you have one?
So I might have 3 official. I might have 8 unofficial.
Gotta take pictures.
I know. Yeah, I keep forgetting. And then I have to capture 20 Pokemon and Pokemon Sword or Shield.
Is that what I? Oh, you can borrow my sword if you want.
No, but
What the hell?
But he's got a double Pokemon challenge. He also has to beat Pokemon Sword.
No, there was
or something.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
so
easy to beat.
I don't know how this became my self goal. I must have been really drunk at the time. But it's catch Zamazenta or beat Pokemon.
I remember talking you into that.
Okay. I'll bring over Pokemon Sword next time I'm here. I haven't been playing it, so.
And then Dylan, you gave us a Dogcast resolution to visit 3 different arcades and shoot a short
God,
video.
I don't know.
It's not even possible.
No.
I don't think that's.
That was Dylan just changing the rules and adding more work for us.
Dylan changed the rules?
I thought it would be nice, but let's be.
No.
So I know there were rules, but
But I think with what's happened in the world that let's just give ourselves a break on that one because
I never counted it in the first place. I knew that one was never going to happen.
I just thought it'd be fun to do activities with my friends.
We'll just leave it on the board.
Well, you should text him then.
We'll leave it on the board.
You son of a bitch.
So I guess the moral of the story is we got some work to do, but we can do it. I believe in all of us.
Fuck.
I can do all this in a day if I try.
Like, I don't know if I'm going to get through the Pokemon thing. I will try the Pokemon.
Dude, once you get into Pokemon, it's a fun game.
You'll have fun. It's full of cute creatures, and you're like, oh, look at that one. It's like
you like Final Fantasy? You'll love it.
It's like a fire hydrant with a dick.
Sure.
Okay, great.
It's called design, okay?
All right.
It's one of my main loves.
So I guess
Pokemon.
stay tuned. The next time we will check in,
His name
will
is Dick
be-
Splash.
If the world is still around by December, we will tally up all of our completions and non-completions and see where we stand and who will reign supreme and who will have to endure shitty beer.
I'm making a bold prediction. Josh doesn't get any of them done besides beat 5 games. I would.
Thanks, Brad.
Get that?
No,
yeah.
I'm making that prediction. You work too hard. When you get time off, you're not going to sit down and play Kingdom
It's
Hearts
not a
2
bad
for 8
prediction.
hours.
It's not a bad prediction.
Time is money.
You're not going to play Final Fantasy 7 for. You might play the remake. You will never explain the plot of a Kingdom Hearts.
I think you're
game.
motivating him right now. I think in his mind right now, he's like,
I actually was really like. I think the Kingdom Hearts thing looks awful and funny to me, but like,
It's good
I
content.
like bad and funny, and I might be able to make it kind of a fun. I'm at least gonna explain you.
Nobody said anything about funny.
I'm gonna say, do I have to play? You didn't. I have to play the game to be able to tell you the story.
No, you got to beat
I
Kingdom
can't
Hearts
YouTube
2
it.
through when Sora wakes up, which is going to be about an 8-hour probably experience.
You think that's 8?
Dude, it's fucking stupid long. It's 4 if you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But explain the plot of a game. That is a loose.
You can
a loose
skip cutscenes
definition.
now,
So you could do like a 10-sentence explanation.
Yeah.
And then I think
By the Cliff Notes.
if each one of us was to ask one like softball question and you got it right, I would consider it a win.
yeah, I don't care.
If you can explain like what happened to Kairi after Sora put the Keyblade in his heart, that's a fucking not a softball.
I actually
right
don't
there.
want to do any research because I don't remember anything from those games. I want you to remind me.
Kind of make that
That's-
confusing.
Yeah.
No, it's very obvious.
It's a really good story.
To me, it does.
When you
Goofy
become a
loses a
heartless, you also
foot.
get a nobody.
All right. Yeah, let's take a break, guys, and let's come back and have some more
Beer?
he's and haws.
He's and haws.
Yeah.
What year are you from?
Yeehaw! All right. Stay tuned for these awesome shows from the Greenlit Podcast Network. We are here at the Dogcast. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey folks, it's Asif Khan, CEO and Editor-in-Chief over at ShackNews.com. Give a listen to our 9 to 5 Elon podcast about Tesla and electric vehicles and all sorts of cool stuff over there on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Ellen, in 15 seconds, what is Nice Games Club?
It's our game dev podcast. Steven, help!
Game mechanics, accessibility, art and animation, level design, prototyping.
Everything that goes into making video games. How's that, Mark?
Nice. Listen to Nice Games Club wherever you get your podcasts or at nicegames.club.
And we're back.
Are we?
We're back again.
I'm Dylan.
It's
And I'm the farm.
and I'm doing too.
And I'm
Hi,
Dylan
guys.
as well.
And Josh.
I'm Josh.
Hey,
Righto,
everybody.
it's me, Josh.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the topic section. We're going to do things a little differently this week. Dylan,
Yes.
you are the commander-in-chief.
Well, we're talking weapons today, guys. And apparently people have a lot of things to say about video game weapons.
Yeah.
I meditated quite a bit on this, and one of the things that I really found is that when you're playing a video game, the most common thing you do is hurt other things.
It's a tale as old as time.
Well, I mean, it just made me kind of think,
Running
like,
over people.
Exactly. And so for me, is a car really a weapon? In the right hands.
In the right hand.
Depends, yeah.
So I was thinking, well, why don't we talk about our favorite weapons and also the weapon we would most like to have? Because I don't think those are necessarily one and the same. What makes a weapon feel good? What makes it cool, like design-wise? Well, I mean, it's about gameplay feel, right? So
yeah, I would say so.
And I mean, that's how we're going to start out. And then I have a quiz we're actually going to do.
Shit.
I made a quiz
Come
for us.
on.
And the winner gets to have my Inkling Girl amiibo.
I see that you did bring an Inkling Girl, and
My garbage is already full.
You're gonna put that in a place of
the cat's gonna choke
reverence. And you're gonna like it.
Right on. Yeah, I'm interested and excited to talk about this.
I'm going to start with Dylan's favorite weapon is the gunblade from FF8.
Nope, not even.
Oh,
Nope.
Brad, you thought you knew Dylan.
I just know that he loves that guy.
I have a tattoo of Final Fantasy VIII, so it's a good guess. Actually, I'll start this out. My favorite video game weapon is actually the Monado from Xenoblade Chronicles.
The Monado.
The Monado. Everyone says
Sure.
a lot of stuff about it, and then they talk about fate, but it's a blade that has like a plasma, like kind of blade, like a cut to it, but it can also show you the future in like various forms.
It can.
And so you can dodge attacks. It literally gives you a second intuition.
It's a great battle tactic.
Yes. And it says like, oh, your friend Ryan is going to get hit by this big attack and his HP is going to go away. Why don't you protect him? You can imbue people with the ability to fight giant robots. You can speed people up. You can raise their evasion. It's not just a weapon that is truly devastating. It's also something that helps other people.
So this is your favorite weapon of all time from Xenoblade Chronicles?
Maybe it's because it's fresh in my mind, but I just kept thinking back on that. Like this
recency bias.
But it also like if you play the game, it changes the entire basic universe of where this game takes place. I think it's the most powerful of any of the weapons I could think of because a lot of stuff really does just break down to guns and swords.
Right.
That's it, really.
The Monado was one of the weapons that did cross my mind when we were tasked with this wonderful exercise. So
plus, it just looks cool.
I mean, it's on the box art.
Yeah.
It's what you see when you log into the game.
Exactly.
Title screen. It's the fucking Monado, Josh.
Monopoly, man?
Yeah.
The Monopoly guy?
Yeah.
It's the Monopoly.
It's the sword of the anime boy and Tom's amiibo.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, and I just think that it's probably the most powerful because I think the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what's the most powerful weapon from a video game you can think of?
Brad.
What do you think, man?
Well, I'm going to go with an odd choice for this.
This is your favorite?
Powerful. Well, because we're talking most powerful, you said?
Yeah, most powerful / the one you think would be the most actually effective. Let's put it that way.
I'm going fucking weird with it.
Okay.
I'm going to go Wabbajack from Skyrim and Oblivion.
Well, I mean, it does.
Wabbajack, Wabbajack.
But it's unpredictable.
Yes.
So you might make your enemy into a dragon. You might, well, I don't know if you can actually do a dragon in the game, but essentially turn them into anything random. And I think that is a powerful weapon in itself, and that you can take your enemy and turn them into a goat.
But you don't know what they're being turned into.
Hopefully you got a few charges on that bad boy.
Got to get those soul gems.
But you can also just take something that is extremely powerful and turn them into something.
Right, yeah.
Into a chicken. But don't hit the chicken because you'll have a bunch of chickens.
That is the weapon of choice of Sheogorath, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, one of the Daedric artifacts. I would also consider the Gallarhorn is pretty powerful weapon, but it wouldn't be up there with like the legendary stuff.
No.
I like Vampire Killer, but it isn't going to be as strong as the Wabbajack.
No.
Yeah.
The Chrysogrim from Symphony of the Night's fucking overpowered in a big way. That's one where you actually can keep running while you use the weapon. It's a rare drop from a shmoo, and there's like a 0.1%. But once you get the Chrysogrim, good luck spelling that, Tom. You can actually keep running, and it has like a million hits a second or something like that.
Really?
Yep. It's the most OP weapon in Symphony of the Night, and it's a rare drop. But once you get it, the game is broken. Yep.
Yeah.
I've played through the game and I've never encountered it.
It's because unless you're going out hunting it, you won't find it.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, but I'm still gonna go with Wabbajack because that's a fun one.
I think it's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great choice. Josh.
Black pepper burger time.
Ooh, there you go.
I'm kidding. I wish
I wanted to hear more.
I wish I had a little more time to research this. I saw you guys talking about it when I was at work, and I'm like, oh man, this is fun.
Well, what's the first thing that comes to your mind then?
BFG.
Yeah, I actually
Doom.
kind of figured that was going to pop up.
And yeah, Doom, I know, but really, like that was actually the first one. Even before that,
The
it takes up
9,000?
everybody. Yeah.
Or the 10,000.
Whoa, the 69,000.
Whoa,
Good Lord.
What I do like though in Doom
I'll show you
Eternal,
my weapon.
It fucks
not
everyone, dude.
not every enemy can be taken out by the BFG. So
Right.
it's kind of cool.
Well, I saw from my research. I haven't played it.
It's a cop out.
They have a BFG 10,000, and it's like an orbital cannon. It can like strike people from the. I mean, you beat Eternal, right?
I guess I didn't pay attention to the numeric.
Oh well, yeah. Well, there's a giant one, and on the Argent facility, and apparently you can take down a bunch of shit.
Argent energy.
I thought that looked.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, the gigantic
Yeah.
one. You take out the whatever, a planet or the moon or something or Mars. I don't know.
Are you playing
Yeah.
Asura's Wrath? Yeah. He's like probably like the biggest weapon.
Yeah, it was. And it's gigantic, and it takes out everybody just as the regular one does. Yeah, it's kind of pops in my head. I tried thinking about others, and that's just kind of what sits on top.
So would you say that's the most powerful, also your favorite?
You know, no.
Those are different.
So-
those are different things.
When I
Well, it could be the
think, no, I think the ones that are too powerful, they're fun for one try, one laser blast, one strike.
But no one's using the Wabbajack every encounter.
Dude, I mean,
Some weirdo.
the meat hook
Laughing
on
the
the
whole
super
time.
shotgun is more fun. So I think about what's more fun. How many dudes can you tear up? You know, Kratos, Chains of Olympus, you know, things like that. Like, what is more fun? That's what I'd prefer. What's your favorite? Whatever's more fun to play with.
See, and that's why I make the distinction, because if it were something to the idea of like, well, like for me, like technically the weapon that probably would do the most damage in any video game is the nuke of any type.
Yep.
But like
Call of Duty nuke?
that's not hyper iconic. So it kind of
Exactly.
exactly.
Because I was going to say, you know, if you're going to go like most powerful, like the Hammer of Dawn from the Gears franchise is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to like rain down hell, you know, especially when you're at the end of like a long firefight and they're trying to get it online or something, you know, and then finally they
I
say,
thought it
like,
was
"No, you
called
can
like
fire."
I thought it was called like the Lancer or something.
I was going to mention.
I thought the Hammer of Dawn
yeah.
was a ship from the Halo franchise.
Could be both.
Hammer of Dawn comes from the amazing skies of the
Yes,
gods.
it's a thing where
And
it
it
comes
just
down from like a satellite.
Looks
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know what
fire
you're talking
lava.
about.
Yeah, yeah.
That was such a good section in that first game.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
But the Lancer is wonderful.
The Lancer's pretty good.
That's kind of what sold me over to buy an Xbox, you know, or Xbox 360. Yeah.
Yep.
Man,
Lancer.
Speaking of, like the chainsaw gun.
Right? I
Talk
mean,
about
that's
iconic.
That is
something
an
that feels
iconic weapon.
great.
That was one thing that jumped to my head right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
just the weight of that thing when you're
Is it just
slicing
called
through.
chainsaw gun though?
I think they
Or
call
is
it
it
like
called the Lancer?
It's the Lancer.
That's
Yeah.
the Lancer.
Yep,
Okay.
it's the
Oh, is that what it's actually called then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it does feel good when you just charge an enemy and just.
Oh yeah.
It's also probably pretty impractical.
Ghosts.
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered, like,
There's
just
a
from
reason
an
that doesn't
engineering
exist.
standpoint, how it works. But you know,
But
Well,
the
another.
gunblade though, like the gunblade isn't actually for shooting, but it's more like you shoot it right when you attack them, and then it vibrates the blade.
Yeah, it releases like an explosive charge that sets the blade like with like kinetic energy.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like getting a bullet, but all throughout the blade. It's I do love the gunblade, and one of the things that I was going to say I really loved about the Gears of War series is that it's like a mini game that you play in order to reload, so you might be able to
Yes.
reload
That's
faster.
very fun. That was an innovation that I I'm happy some other games are starting to incorporate too. And then if you botch it, it takes longer to reload.
Yes.
Yep.
But it's so satisfying when you hit it and you get the timing down. And like every time I get done playing a Gears game and I play another shooter, it takes a while for my finger to like not instinctually like try to like think I'm playing the mini game after I have to reload or something. So.
Well, and even the gunblade in Final Fantasy VIII, if you time out your attacks and use the trigger, you can actually deal more damage as Squall. Mm-hmm. So that part is really immersive too. Like they knew. I get the distinct feeling that when they were sitting down and they were starting to write Final Fantasy VIII, they're like, I mean, Cloud just had a big ass iron sword. Like, what are we gonna do next? What about guns?
Put a gun on.
It's like a revolver, but it's got a long blade attached to it.
Yeah.
And everyone's okay, well, I guess we have to start there.
And but besides the gun blade, pretty much the Buster Sword from FF7 is the only, I think, other very iconic weapon in the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, that's what I found as well. A lot of it is just pretty much like standard, like long swords, hammers.
But nothing that, I mean, the Zodiac Spear from 12, I remember, it was great when you had it, but I couldn't even tell you what it looked like.
No. Right.
Yeah.
No, the Buster Sword, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and again, here's another thing where it's on the box art, that everyone just remembers that, that shot of Cloud looking at Shinra.
I would say maybe the nail bat from FF7. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember just like he's got a nail bat. It's hilarious. And Sid gets a mop. That was pretty.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was tossing around doing some of those for the quiz, and I was like, no. Right. I think the Final Fantasy series is extremely fresh. Yeah. And at least the three of us.
Yes. And this past weekend, we did ask our community of some of their favorite weapons or what they thought should belong on like a list of iconic weapons. And the Buster Sword was one that did come up a lot.
I think that's also a recency bias thing too. I think that would have come up anyway, but
I think it would have.
I mean, it's weird because you lose the Buster Sword so quickly because you find just a better sword.
Yeah. I was angry nobody mentioned Daikatana.
Yeah, darn.
I mean, you name the game after the fucking weapon and still nobody wants to fucking own up and say it was the best weapon ever.
It's actually a weapon in the game, the Daikatana.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah, it's like the sword that gets stolen, I think.
So this actually unleashed like a lot of memories of playing like certain games. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. Have you ever played that one?
I have never played a Turok game.
So there's this item.
Few minutes.
There's this item called the Cerebral Bore, and it's a gun that shoots out this thing, and it just goes to the nearest enemy's head, drills into their temple, and makes their head explode.
Awesome.
And I was just like, oh, I played a game with that fucking shit. I mean, stuff like that sits with you. I think, for me, when I'm playing a video game, the one thing that kind of gets me more interested is if the weapon is interesting. Like a sword slash is like, it's cool, but it's also like, but what are you actually like doing?
And if it's mechanically sound, where it's fun to a weapon can look cool, but if you have that perfect marriage of it's a great gameplay mechanic and a kick-ass looking weapon,
goes hand in hand.
Getting exotics in Destiny 1.
Yes.
It's a crapshoot because you're waiting for Xur to hopefully sell the Gallarhorn, because the Gallarhorn is a game-changing, like, powerful homing rocket launcher, and Xur never sold it. And only people that found it through random drops had it. And I still remember the liquor store in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, when I checked my phone and Reddit had blown up because it was Gallarhorn Day when Xur started selling the Gallarhorn. And
you started frothing at the mouth.
I was very excited, and because that was something that that was the only way that I was going to get it. I mean, I played all the time, but those drops are rare.
I made a lot of friends by just owning the Gallarhorn and playing Crucible.
Yeah.
People were like, oh shit. I was like, I spent a lot of time in Crucible, so.
Yeah. So the Gallarhorn is, I think, iconic in a very big way.
Is that your favorite gun from Destiny?
No. I would go with the Bad Juju as my favorite gun. It was when you get a kill, it instantly reloads your gun. So when you're fighting those enemies where they're just sending like floods of enemies at you, you can just hold the trigger down and keep reloading the whole time.
Yeah, that's
cool. And that's great for most like co-op, story missions or whatever raids. Yeah. And you also get tons of fucking experience because no one else is getting kills while they're reloading and you're just mowing them down.
Yeah. I've never played Destiny.
Oh, you haven't?
No, but I do know the Gjallarhorn.
Favorite.
I mean, that's... Yeah.
Everyone's a little aware of the Gjallarhorn, I think, at least.
I think so.
My favorite gun from Destiny was the Soros regime. The first...
Is that an auto rifle?
The George Soros?
Yes. Yeah. The Soros regime had like 0 recoil.
Ooh.
And you could just fire a steady stream in Crucible. You just like, you could peek around corners and it's just... And then people would just be like, fuck, I got so many death threats on the PSN just because people were like, fuck you, dude. And I'm like... I don't know. They nerfed it later, but early on in the game, that was one of the most coveted.
Sure.
People loved the Soros regime.
Yeah.
What about strange weapons you found interesting in games?
Strange weapons.
The Needler.
Yeah, that's very strange.
The Needler, I think, is one of the exemplary weapons that really stands out for the Halo franchise.
Yep.
I agree.
And it shoots little pink needles that lazily tracks enemies. If you're a little fast and know how to dodge, the Needler won't get you. But if someone's dual wielding Needlers and you're just in a hallway, you're like, I got fucking killed by the Needler. And it's satisfying and it's frustrating at the same time.
When I did LAN parties, people would purposefully use the Needler on me because I was so shit at it.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Just to prove that they could. It was like practice for them. And I'm like, oh, cool, great.
That is definitely an oddball one. And, I'd say the Wabbajack, again, that's an odd gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You never played Saints Row, besides 2, right?
For the hour and a half I could manage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saints Row 4, I remember, had a gun that shot dubstep music.
Wasn't it called like the Wub Wub gun or something?
Oh, that's the one that there was in the Ultra Collector's Edition. They actually would sell you that if you got the $1 million edition of Saints Row.
The $1 million?
Yeah, the actual
They actually had the
dubstep.
gun. Yeah.
It came with Skrillex.
Bursts of it.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what are the games that had like just stupid shit, and that was one.
The Portal Gun.
Portal Gun, yeah.
Arguably not a weapon, but also a weapon.
You can use it to damage people, and that's my. I guess that's where I'm kind of categorizing things.
It would have been on my list whether or not.
Well, it's like you could create a portal on the ground beneath them and have them drop from like 12 stories, and then they're dead anyway. So
you
who cares?
can kill people with it.
Yeah,
indirectly.
And they call it a gun. I mean, I don't know. It like the gravity gun technically isn't a gun in the Half-Life series. It's used to move larger objects, but then they weaponize it by allowing you to shoot trash cans at people.
Yeah.
Mega Man's soccer ball that he uses in some games that he just kicks around.
Yeah.
That's an odd weapon.
But that's a power related to his buster, so I think that counts as the Mega Buster, right?
Well, I would say that each of his different weapons are different weapons.
Now, I had a question. Does the dog from Shadow Dancer count as a weapon?
I've never played Shadow Dancer.
I don't think other living creatures could be weapons.
I mean...
I don't know.
Cats. I don't know, man.
But
never seen them protect.
Goblin definitely has a mind of his own, though. I wouldn't say that he's your weapon. He is a companion.
Well, if I throw him hard enough at someone, right?
Right. Shit.
8 Eyes, when you have a falcon, just throw your fucking falcon at people.
Oh, yeah. I remember because I was one of the dupes who played Battleborn when it first came out.
We are the Battleborn.
There's like a clockwork guy with a cane, and I think you can fire eagles at people. Like you have a pet eagle.
Renoa shoots her dog at some people in FF8.
Yes, she does. She actually does. I don't even
Angelo.
know. I don't even know.
Of course.
I don't know what you fucking call that weapon though. It's like a bad chakram from a launcher.
A Jack Russell Terrier.
I actually don't. I think it's like not a Shiba Inu. It's something like that. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty weird.
I never used Renoa, so
I mean, I think there's a lot of really odd weapons in the Mario series. The fact that he puts on a Tanuki suit and just hits people with his tail is kind of funny.
I don't count that as a
Imagine
weapon.
like wearing a Halloween costume and just smacking someone with your tail.
I count that as a power up.
That's also a weapon.
I mean, he uses the tail as a weapon. You could say the Tanuki tail.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the suit in general.
Give him that Tanuki tail. Mm-hmm. Brad, I'm drinking one of your. I think
fishing
it's the
for
fishies.
fishies.
Yes.
I like the blue shell. That's a unique weapon, and if you are good enough, you can dodge it. It's very hard to
One
do,
of the
though.
best
You
weapons
have to time
and
it
one of
out.
the most cheapest fucking hated weapons ever.
Well, it's
depending on
I've gotten
your
to a
Mario
point,
Kart skill.
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I really love the Mario Kart franchise, but if I like pure racing games. Oh, back before I've actually been playing Episode 1 Racer.
Oh, really?
Which
Oh,
came
'cause
out
it
for
just
the
came out,
Switch.
yeah.
And that game holds up very well. And when you're
It's a
talking
good
about
game.
like weapons, like sometimes I just want a pure race.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, Mario Kart's always been just kind of like okay,
About the items.
It's a party game. Like it's meant for. It's got the Nintendo flair of like, well, we want everyone to feel comfortable, so we're going to have items that make it harder for the good players to win.
Right.
Because you don't get the blue shell in first place when you go through the item
Oh,
blocks.
exactly. No, you don't.
So,
No, you don't.
It's kind of
That's why I get it all the
it's
time.
kind of a loser's item. You're not good at Mario Kart?
Probably not.
No.
No. I never played
Not
against
as good as
He
we
gets
are.
the blue shells though,
No, I do. Yeah.
and the
Like
good
a
players
boss.
don't
And you're
get
just like,
those.
fuck you.
And all we're getting is mystery item boxes.
Yeah.
Banana.
Yeah, I get a banana.
We got a lot of shout outs for Goldeneye, the Golden Gun.
the Golden Gun, which actually was up there when I was making my mental list of the most powerful. It is literally always a one-shot
It's a one shot kill. Yeah.
which you can't say that about a lot of things.
No. No, you can't.
You could take down the most powerful enemy with just that. Unless you're a bad shot. So
Yes.
Not a lot of Goldeneye experience here. You guys have the.
I don't.
I haven't played in a long
trip
time.
mines from that
Have
game.
it.
The proximity mines. I was
Oh.
thinking about those as well.
All right.
Well, do you remember? What did they call it? Slappers when you could only karate chop people.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. What?
We're gonna say yeah. Absolutely. The fucking slappers.
Another iconic weapon, the vampire killer from Castlevania.
Absolutely.
Yep. All it took was this dude's dead wife's spirit. Oh, I spoiled Lament of Innocence. I'm sorry. Oh, is that one of your questions?
Yes.
What was this like?
It was one
like
of
a
my
sequel to
trivia
So I
questions.
got
Bayonetta Commando.
Do I get that point then?
No, it was. I technically made questions specifically for people.
Who's that one for?
This one was for.
If it was for me, I just get the point then.
No, it was for Josh.
Oh, really?
That one was for Josh. So I don't even know if he heard that.
Probably not.
Well, I
He's
So-
like, you're right. God damn it! I should have paid
Probably
attention.
not. We'll ask it again later. We'll see.
Vampire who?
good.
Right,
So
yeah.
I think we actually got away with that one. I actually did. I did remember an iconic Final Fantasy weapon, Blitzball.
Yeah, that's
With
pretty
Waka.
cool.
That's pretty iconic. Not a lot of people use.
I'm gonna just throw my sports ball, yeah.
I just don't understand how.
Is it icon?
I like that he gets his
It's
ultimate.
iconic. I think Blitzball is very iconic.
His ultimate
anyway.
one has a series of spikes that he just holds close to his body, and he's
Yeah, he
taking
doesn't
it.
care.
I don't know, Waka.
I mean,
Whatever
you should-
pomade he's using is kind of a weapon too for that hair.
I mean, he could stab
Waka?
someone with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Lulu's got a couple weapons.
God, I love Lulu.
Lulu's weapons. She uses dolls.
Fucking
that
love Lulu.
Huh?
You fucking love.
Tom
I
is,
love Lulu.
Tom is definitely a Lulu guy. I'm
You know
Riku.
me.
You're Yuno. We all know that.
Cool.
Check the ID.
Wait, you're Riku?
Sure.
Oh, I'm the fucking soft spoken one. Oh, I don't.
No,
wanna-
you just love pop music.
and I dance real good.
Real good.
Real
I have
And
here-
Josh won't date anyone from Final Fantasy.
I don't know anybody from Final Fantasy. So if
There
they
you
came
go.
up to me, I wouldn't know.
I think
So
you'd,
who knows?
I think you'd like
Brad?
some of the
Maybe Kamari.
maybe Kamari. Yes.
Sure. Love.
Queen of Quinn.
I was gonna say Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah, I mean, Blue Magic. That's not really.
Find someone who knows how to cook, am I right?
Jared Danger Lewis chimed in and said the fist from Shatterhand,
I've never.
I
played
like
Shadow
that
and
Game.
I say, I laughed at that. Not necessarily iconic, but great box art.
I do like the game.
Yeah.
It's fun. I have it. Minion Special, Twisted Metal 2. 3 homing missiles and a freeze. You nail that 3-4 times, they're done.
Yep.
All right.
They're stuck. One shot, you nail them,
Sure.
they're done.
And if we're talking iconic box art, when Mega Man just held a gun in the Mega Man 1 box
Yeah.
art.
Nobody's
God.
ever handled that gun before.
It was obvious the artist did not know how to handle a gun.
Well,
Yeah.
talking about weird ones,
best.
I thought about Bayonetta's 4 guns, 2 of which she puts on her stiletto heels.
And her hair.
It's true. The hair. Yes.
Well, the hair is kind of like magic. I don't Well, I did put down Shantae's hair as a weapon, so I guess her hair does count as well.
She whips it around in like a whirlwind, right? Or
Shantae?
Do yourself a favor.
It's like Sindel.
Slaps for
Go play some Shantae.
I know you got a Shantae thing
They're very
going
good
on.
games, yeah.
I've never had a waifu.
Yeah, Brian Ward also commented he agrees that Bayonetta's hair should be iconic.
I thought the high heel guns were a little more iconic, just because the fact that she's got them on like her high heels, and she's like,
And Sindel used her hair way before Bayonetta.
yeah, and I'll still,
But
say
not the
Shantae.
way Bayonetta. Does Sindel's like hair form a fist and punch people?
No.
No.
But it'll
guess not.
tornado them and
Or
spin
turn
them.
it into a demon that
She
like
can
gobbles
just
people.
she could scream your flesh off though. So
I cannot
that's a
wait for
thing.
Bayonetta
That's a thing.
3.
Yeah. What about Scorpion Spear?
Bayonetta 2
Scorpion's-
is near perfect.
Bayonetta wins.
Scorpion Spear is iconic as well. What is that called?
It technically
kunai?
doesn't- It's a
Kunai.
It's a kunai with chain, which is also a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I remember that. Very
And I will often find myself watching Daniel Pacina's Instagram, just watching him spin that around. He's the original actor for Scorpion, and he's amazing watching him actually use that and spin it around. I love his Instagram.
His videos, yeah.
Anytime he does one of those, I pretty much watch the whole thing.
Yep.
And is there a weapon that's more associated with a phrase in all of video game?
Oh, that's
video
the
game?
one.
yeah, I guess not.
And as far as other Mortal Kombat weapons, Kung Lao's hat is
that's pretty iconic.
extremely iconic for the
Yeah.
franchise.
Very
as well.
I didn't
fashionable
even
as
think
well.
about
Yeah.
that one.
It's like a big odd job.
Yeah, you made a joke in our Mortal Kombat episode, like, what about if a neckbeard got a fedora with blades around the outside? Like, don't give him the idea.
Milady.
What do you mean you're not coming over here?
It's like nice guys finish last, and then he throws them.
Lame-ality.
I put down a few that were really interesting because I wasn't even thinking about them, and I saw a few lists on the internet.
Yeah.
The home run bat from Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's a powerful
What is that?
weapon.
It's an extremely powerful weapon.
If you guys aren't playing Smash, you wouldn't really know. But the home run bat, any character gets that, it's a major damage dealer, possibly knocking you off.
It's like your smash chances are 3 times as high,
Oh, okay.
which just sends the person flying off the screen. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've also put down the saw blade from Bloodborne. I think that's pretty iconic. The way you can snap it back and it will still be an effective close range weapon, but then you can pull it out.
Yeah.
It's harder to swing.
My favorite weapon from that game was the what is the sword that goes into the big block?
The hammer. Oh my god.
It's something like it's something hammer.
Don't tell me. It's
It
not
converts.
Mjolnir, but
no.
Right. It converts from a huge like hammer, and you pull like a sword out of the shaft, and it becomes like a.
Yeah, and then I used that one pretty constantly. I
love
purposefully in subsequent playthroughs had to be like, no, I'm not using this because I just know how to use it too well. But one of the ones I really liked was the cane that segments and then turns into a whip.
Oh
which
yeah.
reminded me of Ivy from Soul Calibur.
so how about weapons that we know if we use, we would very badly hurt ourselves?
Oh,
I mean,
all of them?
I immediately think
Every
of the,
nunchuck.
I immediately think of the Blades of Chaos with Kratos.
Oh, yeah.
I would immediately cut something off.
self decapitation within like
all
10
of them?
seconds.
Yeah, there's no. I don't know how anyone could efficiently actually
But-
use that.
Blades of Chaos, obviously.
Very iconic.
Very iconic, huge. Yeah, that was one that the community everyone rallied behind that.
I want to see Pacino try the Blades of
Oh
Chaos.
my god! Yeah,
Oh, man.
I mean, even in
Historically, there's no precedent for that weapon actually existing. Is that where you just attach fucking knives to chains?
can there be any spoilers for the new God of War game?
like Dag.
Yeah, go ahead.
Enough people.
I mean,
been
if
out
you're saying
for
a
a while.
weapon that's
Yeah.
coming out, that's fine.
Yeah.
They show
The
up.
best
in the
part of that game for me was when you go back to your house and dig up the Blades of Chaos, because up until that point you're playing with an axe because you're
Yeah.
in the Norse. So you're thinking like, okay, this is a whole different ball game. I got to learn how to play Kratos like welding an axe that's like a boomerang. But when he finally confronts himself and goes and digs up the fucking Blades of Chaos, and you get that.
If I must.
Yeah, if you get those in the game, it's like,
I remember
oh my
these guys.
God.
This will be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, holy, I got chills. I'm like, yes,
Wow,
give me the
nostalgia.
fucking blades.
I killed a god with those.
The one I would definitely hurt myself with the most is probably the Fat Man from the Fallout series.
Oh yeah,
I would definitely.
God.
I would definitely
little fucking like nuclear bombs everywhere.
So it's like a mini nuke. I'm like, no, don't trust me with that. That's awful. It's just like I would be like posing in front of the mirror, and I'd be like, wow, I look pretty good with this. It's like shrink, boom, my ass is gone. Absolutely not. I also thought of a few funny ones that are technically weapons. I talked a lot about Dig Dug on the last episode. I
was thinking about Dig Dug. Yeah,
the pump.
The pumps
from Dig Dug.
Pump them up.
You could just stick it in those fucking lizards' mouths and you make them explode.
And they just sit there and take it.
Yeah, they
deal. They don't even try to run away.
And then I have farts from Wario.
Those are good.
No, those aren't really...
They're disorienting.
From the Wario Land series. Those are mostly from Smash Brothers.
How about Earthworm Jim whipping his own body?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
Groovy.
I also have the shovel from Shovel Knight, which is pretty awesome.
Originally popular from what's his name? William H. Macy's performance in Mystery Men. The Shoveler.
The Shoveler. Yep.
Such a good. I think that movie is criminally underrated.
It's a fantastic movie.
It's very good.
Even Dane Cook's in there, and he's not annoying. It's only 5 seconds though.
He
plays the waffler.
He is. He was great in American Gods, actually. So
he was. Yeah.
I put in the fire flower, which I do count as a weapon.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Because you're shooting projectiles.
So, let's talk about the Keyblade.
Brad,
how do you feel about that?
Make your case.
It's a pretty dumb item. Pretty dumb weapon. It doesn't have a blade. It doesn't have a sharp end.
It's not really a key.
Now, it can open up. It can open up the doors to darkness and seal Kingdom Hearts.
It's more symbolic than anything.
Right.
Well, what is with this?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a dumb fucking weapon.
It's dumb, but when I was 12 years old, I thought it was the coolest thing that ever existed.
Josh, also, this is when you asked Brad to explain the entire plot of Kingdom Hearts.
It is one of the most identifiable weapons in video games, I would say.
It is.
Yeah. Every single sword stall you see at a convention, there will be a Keyblade, and it'll be the first weapon you see, and you're like, that's a Keyblade. And then you'll see the Master Sword and a couple other things.
This is how I'll defeat the darkness. That in my blade hat.
The darkness is in Kyrie's heart.
I too will find my Kyrie one day.
But, I mean, we did have a couple of shout outs to the Keyblade too, and
it's iconic.
Yeah.
Now, some of the Keyblades you get in the game look like they would hurt, but the original cylindrical with two like the notches for the tumbler, just it's goofy looking, but also the fact that you have to hold it in the middle of the guard and then. A separate guard.
It's got a counterweight.
Like, gets in. Well, I mean, it gets
balanced
in the way,
and I get back pain. Get back pain from watching Sora stand that way too. His back is hunched over way too far.
Yeah, he's gonna get like scoliosis.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Why do you think Haley Joel Osment looks the way he does?
Because he's a fantastic actor who's not taking care of himself.
Good question.
Well, I don't take care of myself either, so I don't
feel we haven't mentioned the Master Sword yet.
Yeah. Well, now my question is, if you could own any weapon in any video game, which one would you personally like to have? It doesn't have to be the most powerful, but it's the one that you would feel I could defend my fucking house with this.
Okay, so I love the gravity gun from Half-Life 2. I love have you guys played Half-Life 2?
I have.
Okay. So the whole game, they tease this big gun that can pick up things and just shoot them back. But finally, at the end of the game, you unlock the power to the gun to actually pick up human beings and shoot them back at other human beings and use them as projectiles. And that is like such a fucking god moment, you know?
It feels very good.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorites.
Did you ever mess with Gary's mod?
I haven't. No, I always wanted to, but
you can actually like build mini games for yourself. Like you can do like human bowling. You can like play like Destroy the Tower, and you can give yourself like specific rules. It's fantastic, and the gravity gun is so. At the time, there was nothing like that, especially in a first-person shooter. Nothing that clever, at least.
No, Half-Life 2 really was one of the first games that really incorporated physics into the engine, and it was cool to be able to harness that power at the end of the game.
It's a lot. They use it a lot in Episode 2.
Yeah, and then Portal kind of. It's not necessarily a gravity gun, but
man,
it did take. some.
I would not want the portal gun to be the weapon that I have to defend myself. But a portal gun, I would want so much.
I know.
I would just...
That counts, man.
Dude, but you could... If you could fuck your life up in a bad way if you don't know how to use a portal gun.
Accidentally, like, shoot one up there and down
Just
here.
know where you're shooting your portal gun before you use it. Because you're not wearing those shoes that Shell has to, like
soften your
blow.
Yeah.
The portal gun would be fun. As far as if I had to choose one video game weapon to defend myself, I'm going to choose a real weird one. I played a lot of Phantasy Star Online back in the day, and there was one gun that you could get called the Heaven Punisher. It was like the size of a handgun. You shoot it, and it just rains lasers down on all the enemies.
Shoot,
it just instantly kills everything. It was just this tiny little gun, super hard to get, but I got it, and it was my favorite thing to use because you just instantly clear the battlefield. If there was it wasn't great for bosses necessarily, but
it's crowd control.
I don't expect there to be a giant boss showing up in my bedroom. Heaven Punisher would just be a quick take care of business.
That's awesome. I didn't even know they had a weapon like that in that game.
Yeah, it took a long time to get, and I still have it. I haven't booted up Phantasy Star Online on my original Xbox in a long time, but it's still sitting on there. I know it.
Yeah. Josh, how about you, man?
To defend this is my house, and I have to defend.
It's what do they call that law? The standard ground.
Are you choosing the spider from Home Alone?
Yes, the paint can on his rope.
Matchbox cars.
Wow.
Marbles.
So I gotta say, the new Rambo movie makes me think of Home Alone quite a bit, and
I hear that movie's extremely racist.
The new Rambo film.
Yeah.
Maybe I was half awake, but it made me think of Home Alone.
Sure.
But just random. I would actually say the Unmaker in Doom. You have to unlock like everything.
The Unmaker.
Is this in the newest Doom game?
And it was also, I believe, in Doom 64.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. They brought back a weird one then.
Think like machine gun rockets, kind of.
What?
Like it's a goofy looking space gun.
Yeah.
You're goofy.
But yeah, so things like it's got some fast.
Goddamn it.
It just takes everything out fast. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
It just obliterates everything.
Yeah.
Well, in the newer Doom games,
Not like
BFG,
where
the BFG shoots out. Well, the BFG shoots out a projectile that then does the.
And yeah, takes everyone out.
Yeah, I like it in the original one where it's literally just this giant horizontal wave that cuts through everything. It reminds me of Isaac Clarke's line cutter from the Dead Space series.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like the BFG.
Weapon. Sure.
Except less powerful.
Mark Nino, new executive producer, chimed in with Contra Spread Gun.
That's good.
Yes.
I think that's the best.
That's a powerful gun.
It is.
The spread gun
is the best weapon in Contra.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically the shotgun, if you're going to be honest. It's not the machine gun. It's the one with the most.
But they call it the spread gun.
They call it the shot.
It is a
spread
shotgun.
gun.
The spread gun is a shotgun.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes.
It's not like they don't call it shotgun in
to...
the instruction manual.
Does the spread stop just shortly in front of you, though, or does it go all the way out?
Yeah, but a shotgun does that too.
It goes all the way out.
Yes,
it's weaker the further away, like in Cuphead when you have that one.
Okay.
I mean, Cuphead is basically
I'm not going to count Cuphead's finger as a weapon, though.
We also had a lot of comments on...
Snaps are the weapon.
Yeah.
We had a lot of comments on Call of Duty weapons. I am not so much familiar, but we will take our very intelligent and awesome fans and just say, yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Are there any specific examples they were giving?
Yeah.
A lot of letters and numbers, I assume?
Yep.
We have, okay.
That's,
yeah.
Libbity blabbity. I would say that my choice of weapon, and this might be towing the line a little bit, the Celestial Brush from Okami, because you can basically draw something in the air and then a bomb will appear, and you can do other stuff. You can like create jets of water. You can create like trees to bind people and stuff like that. I just think
Sure.
I think it's got the most applications. There's one for every.
It's a great
application for every
and a great
Zodiac.
game mechanic. You know.
Yes, Okami is my favorite Zelda game, to be perfectly clear.
One weapon I wouldn't use to defend my house is one of Red 13's hairpins.
Yeah,
I'd probably I wouldn't be good with those, probably.
I'm not sure.
No. Yeah.
Weren't they were planning on giving him another weapon? I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain is full of stupid Final Fantasy VII facts.
Oh, we know.
You got to dump those when you're done using them, man.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Sometimes I dream about it.
Then you just have to go listen to our old episodes to remind yourself how much
greatest
garbage we know.
Well, then I have to deal with the greatest weapon of them all, my voice.
I do share our buddy Gerald Lev commented.
Gerald!
Yes, and we both kind of. This might be on the bubble of is it a weapon? Is it not a weapon? But we both agreed that Super Joe's bionic arm from Bionic Commando is a great weapon.
Who is also his wife?
And not that one.
Oh.
No, not that one. Hashtag not my Super
That's from
Joe.
the reboot.
Not my wife.
Super Joe.
You could push people back. You could like push people back with your arm to have them fall down ledges, but just the overall the swinging that you could also do with the arm. It did double duty.
It has a lot of really cool applications. I mean, you'd also have to sacrifice your real arm to get that
You
weapon.
blow up Hitler's head.
I know.
He blows up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's rad as fuck.
They're the
Don't
master.
lie.
I'm sorry. Not Hitler.
Donatello's bow
Yeah.
staff is a good
I
weapon,
was
and
gonna
Turtles
mention
1 makes him easily
the Ultra
most,
game?
The NES game
Yes.
makes him easily the most
length.
OP character because you
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
stand so much further
Yeah.
away.
Fuck
And it has
you,
more strength than the other weapons, too.
Yeah. Fuck Raphael.
Yeah.
Just
He was
garbage.
definitely-
That's how you know you're good, though.
I guess.
That
yeah.
game taught me to dislike Raphael at a young age.
Yeah.
Right.
Me, too, at first, and then...
Then you realize he's actually one of the coolest
he's
ones.
my
is,
favorite.
yeah.
He's way cooler than Leonardo.
He's deep.
Leonardo's
He's
always
depth.
been the
I love it
lead.
when he goes
had
like
swords, and that's the only reason that.
and no
people think
redeeming
Leonardo
qualities.
is cool. Yes.
Yep.
Not a personality you want to hang out with.
No.
Nope. You want Michelangelo.
But Michelangelo's cold cut weapons that he uses in Turtles 2,
Sure.
yeah, when he actually uses like wieners to fight, that's pretty cool.
That is
Combat
that's
cold
really
cuts.
Combat cold cuts. Donatello uses a yo-yo at one point. That's fun. But those are movies. Separate topic.
good. Not canon.
Not canon. Not canon.
Bulletstorm has some fun weapons. Off the top of my head, I don't
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
I always wanted to play that.
That fucking
game.
whip
Fun.
It's
mechanic
good.
is
Yeah.
I might
great.
give that one a shot because
It is really good. It's
all
underrated.
I hear
whip.
is there's a lot of kicking.
Yeah.
Kicking,
The boot,
a
the
lot
whip.
of dick jokes, and
It's like Gears of War.
Now,
but
is it annoying humor like Borderlands, or is it like?
I don't think the humor probably
It's not
would
gonna land
have
for me.
translated well because it was very on the edge when it came out. It's over the top, and it's just intentionally over the top.
Oh.
Like they used literally dick in context that you've never heard the word dick used in before, at least
Really?
at that time. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
and the guy looks like Wolverine.
Yes. Yep.
I've seen many pictures of because it's always on the eShop. It's a really bad cover of it. It's just
Yeah.
a bald man with a beret looking angrily at a Wolverine type character.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
I have it if you want to borrow it.
It's fun.
I'm surprised
I mean,
we haven't mentioned the Hidden Blade yet.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the only one on my list that we haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah.
I think I really like that one because it's symbolic, but it's really not to me like.
Really?
Dude,
I would put it up there.
I've walked through crowds before in Assassin's Creed, just like
Right. Because it's in every game, it's always the huge moment where you get the hidden blade. I mean, that's when you usually
Unless you're talking
I'm now
Odyssey.
the assassin. Unless it's like Black Flag where you just find it laying on the ground and now all of a sudden
He's like,
I'll
oh,
put on the
this is
clothes
mine now.
and
he's like, oh well, how does
I'm a
it work?
fucking yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
in the
no,
original game, they made it canon for at least that sect of the Brotherhood that you had to cut off your ring finger in order to let the blade push through because he would actually be able to make a fist.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
no, I don't.
yeah.
So it's basically their vow. It's not of celibacy, but
Okay.
it's their
Because
vow
they would
they'll
never do
get
that.
married.
They would never vow to. Ezio's like, I don't know about this one.
Right. Fuck these
Well,
assassins.
which is why I think Origins is really
Mamma
cool
mia.
with Bayek and whatever. Like
I'm a gonna bone.
Yeah.
Like the tradition comes from a failed marriage of two people from Egypt. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. Now we get that origin.
We could never be together.
Hey.
I mean, she becomes the leader. She was the head assassin at that end. Man.
Good. It's a
It's
great
good
game.
shit. I am actually going to get us going on this quiz.
Let's do it. All right.
So here are the rules. I'm going to ask a question. There's 2 for each of us. And if you know the answer outright, you get 2 points.
Okay.
If you ask for multiple choice and you get it right, you get 1 point.
Got it.
If you get that one wrong, it goes to someone clockwise to you, and they get to attempt to steal it from you.
Okay.
And if they get that right, you get a half of a point.
They get a half a point.
The person who
Stealing.
steals it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually start with the one that Brad spoiled, but Josh didn't hear.
He might have heard.
He might have.
We'll see.
We'll go for it anyways.
Yep.
Okay.
I know he likes amiibos.
He's,
I have all.
Yes,
of
we
them.
are.
we are playing for the Inkling girl.
Yep.
The one
She's
with
right
the,
here.
The one with the orange hair, to be specific. All right.
I might need to get these wrong.
Ginger.
Josh. In Castlevania, the vampire killer was once a relatively strong magic whip. What was it enchanted with to provide a much needed power up? Is it? Would you like
What?
to answer right away?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Not specifically, no.
So you'd like the multiple
Physical challenge.
I was just gonna say that, Tom.
physical challenge. So is it A, a holy flame, B, the soul of someone's girlfriend, C, vampire dust, or D, the blood of 5 Christian martyrs?
I want it to be D, but
What do you think?
I want it to be martyrs.
Goddamn, my favorite.
it's probably pretty lame. So what's the lamest one there? Let's go with B.
B is correct. You get a point.
Yes.
All right.
Good job.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Josh is on the board.
He's on the board.
It's on the board.
Okay, first question for Brad then.
Okay.
In the Perfect Dark series, Joanna Dark uses a weapon called the laptop gun, an automatic/burst rifle disguised as a PC. Besides that standard function,
Standard
Pretty
function.
sexy, huh?
It's a
You're right the first
function.
time.
What other way can it be used in combat?
Well, I did buy Perfect Dark Zero for the Xbox 360 and played it for almost 5 minutes before it was so bad I quit. So I'm going to go for multiple choice on this one.
Okay. Is it A, time bomb, B, an EMP wave emitter, C, a turret, or D, a high sound emitter?
I'm going to go D.
No, it is not. So it goes clockwise.
You are wrong.
Definitely B again.
Incorrect. Actually, Tom, you
that's
could
right.
swoop in.
What are the, let's say,
A, a time bomb,
yep.
Or the girlfriend of some
EMP,
guy.
C, with the turret.
No, it's either A or C, right? You guys said B or D.
Yeah.
No, we don't know.
Did we?
No, who knows? Did they? Were you paying attention?
C.
Correct. Half a point for
You
Tom.
should get a quarter point since it already went around another time. This is out of the rules you already established.
Here we go.
A quarter. A quarter it is.
Thank you.
A quarter of a point. Okay. Tom,
Yes, hi.
Ask him a Halo question. Ask him a fucking Halo question.
I don't have any Halo on this.
Damn it.
I'm not well versed in Halo. The Soul Calibur is a semi-sentient sword of immense power. Throughout the fictional history of the series, she disguises herself as regular weapons. It's a she, technically. I found that out.
Okay.
What form did she take in her first appearance? If you want to even say the character's name, I will give you all points based on that.
Oh. So in like Soul Edge?
Her first appearance.
Her first, I'll take multiple choice.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, is the weapon A, a Krita Yuga, it's like a long
Okay.
Chinese blade. Is it B, a bow staff, C, a shotl, or D, a rapier?
I'll go C again.
Incorrect.
Oh, no.
You had it.
Guys.
Shotel? Is that what he said?
He said a shotl, yeah?
That's what Cabal uses, you ding dong. Oh! Read your Mortal Kombat lore.
This
All right,
podcast
so
is
Brad,
over.
go see.
I just learned that. I just edited that earlier when he was talking about Shotel.
Dingus.
That's why I know. Can I get A, B, and D again?
A is a Krita Yuga, B is a bow staff, and D is a rapier.
I'm going to go A.
Correct. Half a point for Brad.
You're supposed to say B, and I was going to say A.
Well,
I didn't know.
I know it's not a bow staff, and I didn't think it was a rapier, so. And Krita Yuga is just too good of a word that Dylan's going to try and bury it. He's trying to bury the lead there.
Well, I thought I actually think I gave a lot of good multiple choices that could
if it can change
people out.
Yeah.
Josh.
Oh, hi.
Here is your second question. What is the name of Zidane's ultimate weapon in Final Fantasy IX?
Just give him the multiple choice.
I will. Is it
Frank.
Frank.
Is it A, Ultima weapon, B, Atmos weapon, C, Bahamut's lance, or D, Heartbreaker?
Well, I really want it to be Heartbreaker. So let's go with Heartbreaker.
No, that is wrong.
It should be Heartbreaker, dude.
I think so too. I actually came up with that, and I'm like, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
see?
what do you think, Tom?
I can't remember. I'll go Atmos. Stamos.
Incorrect.
That's Ultima weapon.
And Brad gets a 4.
That's not fair. Brad shouldn't get to answer that one.
Why not?
Well, it goes down half and half and half until it gets solved.
Well, I wasn't sure it was Atmos or Ultima, but Tom chose one that was wrong, so I knew then.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Brad,
Okay.
We'll allow it.
in Dark Souls, Havel the Rock
great.
is an infamous warrior of old who wields a great hammer. What is it made out of?
Frank. Let's
All
get
right,
that multiple choice.
Is it A, Anorlando Silver, B, a dragon's tooth, C, the bones of his enemies, or D, Izalith magic?
Can you use Izalith magic in a sentence, please?
Izalith magic is a powerful
Izalith,
magic
no.
wielded by witches from the land of Izalith.
You did have a good definition for that.
Damn it.
Oh, snap.
Is it Lost Azaleth?
I think, honestly, that they would play down dragons in that universe and just have them be another bad guy and not have him be the bad guy. I'm going to go the bones of his enemies.
Incorrect.
As one that I wouldn't choose.
Yeah, well, okay.
Nice
Let's
try.
just go with A. I like that letter.
No, it is not. And I knew that because I was thinking about how we all sit.
Oh,
I
okay,
was
nice. Yeah.
Because I knew Tom knew it.
Yeah, my favorite weapon from the game. It's the Dragon's Tooth.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So what is it scores at? Because this is the last
Point
question.
five.
Right?
This is the last one. So Tom has a half a point. Yes. Brad, you have
Three
quarters of a point. Josh actually has 1 point.
Josh is in the lead.
So
Here's the last question.
if Tom gets it right, he wins. If I get it right, I win. Mm-hmm. And if neither of us get it right, Josh wins.
It's all on you guys. I have to try.
Or if you get, yeah.
No, wait. Tom is the last question. I'm sorry.
Well, no, but so if Tom gets it wrong, I get it.
Oh,
We
yeah,
go.
you get a chance.
I'll get it wrong. Don't
Honestly, this is a game none of you guys have played, only me.
worry. Okay.
So,
Russian roulette.
Shadows of the Damned stars a man named Garcia Hotspur. If that weren't funny enough, his revolver has a colorful name too. What is it?
Frank.
Frank. Okay, multiple choice, please.
Okay. Is it A, top heavy, B, boner, C, erectus, or D, Cindy with an S?
Cindy with an S. I'm going to go with boner.
Yes.
Damn it!
Tom got the boner right.
Okay.
All right,
That's
but here,
right,
let's have
victorious!
the tiebreaker round, though. This is where you usually change the rules on us, don't you, Dylan?
Right.
No, there's no tiebreaker.
Historically, you've always changed the rules at the last second and made things difficult.
Yeah, because I'm like Q from Star Trek.
That's right.
No, actually, Tom just won. So.
All right. Well, hey,
It's in a box,
It's
though.
not-
This Amiibo's useless to him because it's not in a box.
it's not who wins.
now he
It's-
can play with
now he can
you
actually
play
use
with
it.
it. Yeah.
This is a great day in my life, actually, and I'm happy to have prevailed over
Have
all
your
of you.
own rare amiibo.
I know. Thank you. I will
sign it?
treasure it always.
That's great.
It's out of the
rare.
box,
I don't know.
so I can actually scan it on something. So that was a lot of fun, man.
You can use it in Smash Ultimate.
All right.
It's technically it does the same thing as the other one.
That all right meant I'm never going to do that.
Do you even own Smash Ultimate?
Yeah. So, anybody listening, if you're listening, let us know what you think. If we didn't bring up a weapon that you thought should have been brought up, what you think is iconic, let us know how dumb we are. Or if you agree with anything we said, we would love to get your opinion. So, okay, we got to bring this home because we're losing
Battery power
space.
at this point.
Yeah, we only have 42 minutes left on my card.
And our
so
freaking
we're gonna. All right, it's time for mailbag now.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
This is Hair the Dogcast.
All right.
Hello.
Email.
Before we sign off, we have an email from Grantimus from Georgia.
I was excited about this one.
He says, hey, guys.
E-Tech.
Since a hot dog is minced meat in an animal casing, intestines, in parentheses, when you eat a hot dog, do you then become a hot dog yourself?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Well,
Because hot dog is considered a food item. And unless...
we're technically
People eat
only,
people.
I mean...
Yeah, Josh is...
But they wouldn't eat us in a traditional way like they would eat a hot dog.
We don't know that.
They could. They could ground us up and
Shut up,
fry
Josh.
I just don't think that we would then be considered a hot dog.
You'd be
Well,
a
you know what?
people
That's
dog.
saying you are what you eat. There's a technical aspect to that.
So we're all 8 beers.
I mean,
Yeah.
We are
I
part
mean, my
beer.
blood is. I actually.
We are
you know
74
what, man?
episodes in. Yeah.
To quote Carl Sagan, man, we're all made of stardust.
Baby.
Even hot dogs.
Star stuff, for fuck's sake.
Stardom.
Did you guys watch Joey Chestnut eat 75 hot dogs?
Yes,
the
I
other
heard
day?
about it.
It's wonderful.
People go, oh, gross.
like-
I'm like, yeah, it's gross, but this is hilarious.
This dude, he can choke it down like crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And his name is Joey Chestnut, the only man with a name that seems like, oh yeah, that dude can eat 85
Right.
hot dog.
Or star in The Sopranos.
Yo, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yo, Joey
Eat
Chestnut.
these hot dogs.
I
Okay.
will say this technically. Now, if you're having like a traditional hot dog, sometimes it's in that kind of casing. But if you're eating the Oscar Mayer stuff, that's more synthetic. You're not actually getting like
Oh,
intestines.
yeah. Please.
Those casings are, yeah. I saw some hot dogs in your fridge.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What did you do with them? Did you fry them up?
We took them camping.
Oh,
We had to
that's-
take them camping.
You mean,
on a
you mean
stick?
glamping, right?
No, Brad. We rough it.
How far away was your car from where you
We stayed
slept?
2 sites away from the bathroom.
Dude,
Our,
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were that hardcore.
Yeah. Our air mattress only has 2 pumps in it.
Was there cell service?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Come on.
Did you bring? How many video game systems did you bring?
I brought one and never played it. So,
happens if a bear
anyways,
attacks?
Grant,
give him your DS.
I don't know. Josh,
We are not hot dogs.
you're not a hot dog? Okay.
But cannibals could eat us like a hot dog. This is a fact.
ground us up
So, I
properly,
mean,
yeah.
there's that fact, too.
But that's
It's a very
changing. That's changing who we are, though.
No.
They're just asking if we put a hot dog in us, are we then hot dogs? And even then,
a
it's
part
not-
of you is a hot
You don't
dog.
even need a hot dog. You
Is
just
this
have
like a
minced
video
meat.
game?
Part of
You
us,
eat
all
any
of
meat,
us.
You were
yeah.
Well, you're technically imbibing yourself with it. If you go with like the Buddhist philosophy, of
Well, you're
like,
you're the new
make me
casing.
one with everything.
Okay, so you reincarnated
yeah.
as
You-
a fucking Oscar Mayer.
You become the hot dog.
you could be
The
an
casing.
animal that becomes an Oscar Mayer hot dog.
Let's just say we are hot dogs, okay?
I kind of.
I'm a
like
hot.
this.
All right.
We're all
I
hot
like
dogs.
that.
Okay, you
This
guys
is great.
convinced me we're all hot dogs.
What if we're the bun? I don't know. Like this is
Tom wants to be the
That's
bun.
a topic
This is
for
very-
another
Tom, what
time.
the fuck?
Tom's not in Big Spoon. He's
he
in
talks
Big.
about me changing the rules.
He's in Big Bun.
This is the most existential thing I've ever
Are you
heard.
Are you really sure about that?
This is.
You never
It's
read
up there.
Sartre?
Have you seen Megamind starring Will Ferrell?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Have you ever played Bioshock?
So
Ken
yeah.
Levine made. He was in the news today. I just saw.
Ken Levine.
Ken Levine made a statement on his next game. He's like, "It's going to be really crazy."
Oh yeah, 7 years after his last one was released.
But he made a statement, which I'm like,
Fuck off.
yeah.
Thank you, Grant, for the email, and that's going to do it for another episode of Hair of the
Nobody was
Dogcast.
helping
Thank
me
you,
with that
everybody.
bit.
You can get a hold of Hair of the
Wow, that
Dogcast
can's
on the
really moving
internet
across that
and
table.
via email and Twitter at Hot Dogcast, and you can email us hairofthedogcast@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Yeah, you sure can.
Woohoo! Please do.
We are all hot dogs.
Yeah, and if you want to send your emails,
You can find us on Grindr at brad.whatup.
Hot dog.
All right. You can support us on Patreon if you want to. There's a lot of wonderful tiers there. Exclusive podcast episodes, video content as well. You'll get exclusive early access. And plus, you can tell us what you want us to talk about, and we will do it. And it doesn't cost much.
Nope.
Thank
you get your own private feed.
Your own private feed. And thank you all so much for listening to us and supporting us however you can. Write a review, like and subscribe if you want to. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
We love beer, we love video games, and we love you.
And we hope you're all having a great summer. Dylan, thanks for the great quiz.
I had fun writing it. In
Shit.
fact, if you guys want me to write more quizzes,
Had a great time winning it.
I had a great time writing that quiz. So.
Yeah.
I would be happy to have another one if you guys.
Yeah, what we're up to next year. One day.
Well, I literally like right now.
All right, everybody. From all of us here at Hair the Dogcast.
We are hot dogs.
Yeah.
We are hot dogs.
We are
made of hot dog stuff.
We are weapons made of hot dogs. Or something.
Get us out. Get us out.
Thanks, everybody.